Hello everybody and welcome to another stream. So we have both of us here. Woohoo! Jerry and myself are actually live for a change. So we're doing a dual stream. Hey Ced, how you doing, Cedric? Hey Matty, and hi Lachlan over on the other channel. Thank you for obviously joining. And hello big man Mark, how you doing? Hi Sean, hi Vix, I think it is VR. So yeah, thanks for joining. So the plan is to do a longer flight today. So we're actually going from Dublin all the way to Barcelona. Something like that, isn't it, Joe?
Dan, don't even go there with the singing, please. Not tonight. I'm not able for it.
Barcelona.
I'm not able for it.
No, yeah, Barcelona. Yeah, so something like that. Hi, Jack Aviation. Hi, Lachi. I think that's Lachlan over the other one as well.
That's yeah.
But yeah, so we're doing a longer flight to Spain. So it's gonna be a bit interesting. I mean, what's the weather like? Have you checked out the weather so far? And I think the cabin crew have
Why would they even do that?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but hopefully
we're going no matter what happens.
We're going whatever happens. Yeah, that is a good point.
The cabin crew brought in some snacks, and they also brought in a nice mug of tea, so we're in good shape today.
How come I didn't get served the in-flight meal before we took off? Said Launcher said, Jerry.
Hello there, said Lord. How are you keeping?
It's all very good, you know. So we
Shuttle for Quebec MSFS2020.
Oh, we have ATC in the background there as well.
We have ATC. How cool is that?
Takeoff, shuttle for Quebec, and we'll have it over to Unicom.
So we have we started loading the passengers yet? I don't think we have we?
Dan, I don't think so. I think it's we might as well get straight into it now this evening. If you want to, passengers, fuel, they're the ones that keep us ticking along nicely.
Yeah, definitely.
And we're actually we're in a bit of a cold, dark cockpit here this evening. So do you know what? While you're starting to do that, how about I set up the bits and pieces on the overhead panel?
Yeah. And
at least we get the IRs going as well. You know.
Definitely.
So how's your day today, Dan?
It's been busy but rewarding. Another day alive is always good, isn't it?
Yeah. It is, yeah.
So Airbus, the Airbus A320, yes, that's right. Luca. Gents, busy as a bee. How are you all? Cedric Launcher said. Yeah, I'm fine. Jerry, you doing all right?
Yeah, I can't complain. Just got back from a trip there a few days ago. A little bit sort of jet lagged at the moment, but hey, we'll struggle on.
Is this a simulator trip or real life, Jerry?
Real.
I don't believe it. I've never seen you. I've never seen you. We've got 101 passengers today then. 101 passengers on board.
It'll take long getting them on board.
I don't think it will either. And I'll tell you what, the scenery over in Dublin looks fantastic in sunset. Look at this. So we've actually got an Aer Lingus livery just because it's suitable for Dublin airports. And it looks fantastic out here. Absolutely fantastic. So we're just boarding the passengers. We've got the external power. We've got the tug waiting for to push us back. And we'll check the weather out. So yeah.
That's exactly where I'm going now. I'm getting this for you now, Dan. I'm going to get the weather and I'll print it out for you.
Perfect.
So we're in good shape. So other than that, they're all loading there at the moment. I'll just do the start with the cockpit setup there. So the brakes are on, engine masses are off, and the overhead panel is all sorted for you.
I was going to say, that is a new screen for me, that AOC ATIS request. That looks new compared to what was there previously. I haven't seen that screen before.
Oh, yeah, no, that it is there, all right, but let me just set for the printer. It is there, all right. It's just that you have to go in through a few different menus and get it. But look, they're changing that as the time goes on because we're on the experimental version this evening.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So I'm doing a test flight right now. Airbus A3. This is Lachlan. If it works well, I'll take it across the pond. Oh, fantastic! And Lachlan said, "Do you do VATSIM in a shared cockpit?" Yeah, we do. So,
we're doing it this evening. We have just looking now. We do have Dublin air traffic control. You can hear them there in the background.
Tamworth in the room.
There you go.
How you doing, Coffin Dodger? Welcome on board another Tamworthian over there. So there we go.
Don't look. I'm eating the kangaroo snack.
So do pilots in the flight deck, Jerry? Do they eat salad all the time? Be healthy or super healthy in the cockpit? Do they?
Absolutely, just salad. We don't eat a steak, or we don't eat anything like that.
Oh dear. Hey Mitch, Mitch Davis on there. So we've got a few Patreon members on board, and while waiting for it to boot up, we might as well shout out to the Patreon. So who's on board this evening? So in economy, we have Harry Lung and Lachlin over in economy. Thank you ever so much. I didn't realise that we'd have 2 economy seat holders so soon. I mean, that's absolutely amazing. I appreciate the support. You can grab your virtual seat. I'm taking first today. Oh, blimey. Okay. Lachlin, that's amazing. If you do upgrade to first, then you should pop up. Oh, economy, economy, yeah, economy even. Yeah, I was going to say in economy, it's the new first. I reckon the economy is the new first, definitely. So welcome on board, Harry Young and Lachlin over on economy. Thank you very much for your support. You can grab your seat, patreon.com/fly UK. And in business, we have Living History UK, Noel Conway, Steve Rowe, Darren Shearer, Jimmy Huggins, Bradley. Over in business, thank you ever so much for your support. They get a nice big screen in business by the looks of it, so they're a bit extra in business, but virtually, of course. And in first class, we have Christian, John Restle, Kim Williams, Cedric Lorch, Matthew Allen, and Mitch Davis. So that's half full now is first class. We've got another 6 seats that are available up for grabs. Patreon.com/Fly UK if you do want to grab. Time for the bubbles. Cedric Lorcher said, time for the bubbles. Definitely get that champagne out. Here we go. Here we go, guys. Mitch Davis has said. And how do you get a seat, Coffin Dodger? So you can get a seat by joining patreon.com/Fly UK. There's different levels you can join, and if you do actually sign up tonight, Coffin Dodger, you will actually get an animation of your sign up over on the live stream across all the streams for your sign up. So if you join Patreon now, you will see your donation pop up, and next stream you'll be mentioned over on the Patreon board over, and depending on which class you sign up to. But obviously, it doesn't matter what class you sign up to. I appreciate every single one of you. It's absolutely amazing. So we'll get back into the live stream. So we're getting back in the cockpit now. Absolutely amazing there, and it's really nice there. I think we got 14 Patreon members in total. Some of them are obviously almost like non-sponsorship sort of patrons, but overall it's a big number. And Cedric Lorch said 100% worth it. Well, I try, and Jerry tries to bring value to the Patreon members, and actually Jerry hosted a stream yesterday, wasn't it? Last night.
That was last night. Yeah, we did. Yeah.
And do you want to tell everybody what that stream was about? What were you talking about on that stream?
So basically, we took anybody who's very interested in the simulator. We took them in with the Airbus A320 that we're going to be flying here tonight. And not only did we get into some of the specifics of the flight sim, but we actually showed them what the aircraft can do, some of the protections that it can assimilate, and how the Airbus actually really looks after a pilot. So we got into a lot of detail.
Yeah, and you know, we had a few of the Patreon members asking lots of questions, even little things like, you know, when do you turn the packs off, or do you have to turn the packs off during the flight? You know, and little things like how to, you know, what are the protection systems within the Airbus, which you went through really nicely. And for those that are
the pressurization works, yeah.
That's it.
The pressurization, that was one we did.
Great.
Yeah.
So Lachlin has said, when is the next time you fly in real life, Fly UK? So for me, I'm going to try and get up the weekend if you know, if the weather's okay. I mean, I didn't fly last weekend. I was busy catching up on my ATPL studies, the airline transport license theory. For those that obviously the Patreon members know that I was falling behind about 3 weeks behind on the Patreon, on the ATPLs, and I've managed to now catch up, and not only catch up, but I'm now around 5 days ahead now. So try to get to the Isle of Man if you can. I mean, that rhymes, doesn't it, Lachlan? I'm pretty impressed with that. So try to get to the Isle of Man if you can. Do you know one thing? A bit like the Truman Show, I have a little bit of a fear of going over water in a single-engine aircraft. Not so much of a fear of going over there, but obviously with going over the water in a single-engine aircraft, you do increase your risk slightly, you know. But obviously the aircraft doesn't know that you're going over the water. That's what my instructor used to tell me. But I know.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't know. It seems to know, and it wants to give you problems when you're over the water.
Yeah, and actually said, are you trying to go to the ATPLs? Yes, I am at the moment. So I'm studying the ATPLs. I'm about 12% through the course. That's what the studies tell me anyway. Froggy Aviation, hey, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. And for those that are watching the stream, do tap that screen wherever you are. Like the stream, helps push it up. Share the screen on other platforms. It really, really does help get that pushed up wherever you are watching from. Hello from Italy, absolutely amazing. What time is the flight? So we are planning on.
It's coming up.
Yeah, it's coming up. We've got the cabin door open. Let's go and have a look at the passengers. There we go. Jerry beat me to it. Look at that. Jerry beat me to it. So we've actually all done. Passengers are on board. So the next steps really, Jerry. I'm going to flip over to the Jerry cam, and you see Jerry's cam is now active. That gives me a bit of chance to get my checklist ready for.
And not only that, Dan, while you were chatting there, I just loaded up the box. We're practically ready to go once we get our clearance and then get pushback. So in the next 5 minutes, we should be able to get on the way.
Okay, that's great. Okay, so what's the next steps then, Jerry? Are we waiting for?
Okay, so here's what we'll do. From now, Dan, the fact that everybody's on board, why don't you get the performance done, and then we'll call for clearance and push.
Okay, perfect. So we'll look at the performance. So I'm just going to go back over to my camera now, and so we got the center zero fuel weight center of gravity, 24.3. So what we do, we go over to this wheel, which I'll do now, and we're going to change this to 24.3. So it's around.
Cedric, thank you very much for the gifts, the roses, the beer, the music, everything.
Absolutely amazing. Thank you ever so much for the gifts. Absolutely hammering it, and now you've put yourself into top gifter this evening. So well done, Cedric, for top gifter on TikTok. Thank you ever so much. Yeah, so let's do that. So we've now got the center of gravity in. We're going to get the weight and balance. Let's go to init. Zero fuel weight and the block as well. So we'll fill that in. And have we actually fueled up? Sorry, Jerry, did you put in the correct?
We haven't. What was the? I'll sort the fuel out for you now. Be handy. Let me have a look. Okay, and the last thing you want to do is go without the fuel now. Dan.
we don't want a problem without fuel. I mean, that is a big problem to have. Where are you flying from? Ryan has said. So I'm flying from Dublin, Dublin to Barcelona. So we're there. There we go. That's an external shot of the aircraft for those that are interested in seeing the external shot. So we're flying Aer Lingus from Dublin to Barcelona. Christian, how you doing? Welcome on board. He's all alone over on the T channel.
Yeah.
There was someone else over there on that side, but yeah. So there we go. Is the PA in Microsoft Flight Simulator? Is there a PA in Microsoft Flight Simulator?
There is. You're going to hear Dan do it in a minute.
Oh, no, you're not doing it. You're not doing it to me, Jerry. I'm not fully trained yet in doing something like that. So, okay. So, what fuel have we? Is that correct? 8.1, Jerry. 8.2.
8.1 is the fuel, and then just put your speeds in, and we're ready to go.
Okay. So 8 points. Okay. So 8.1 on the fuel. And we can put the V speeds in now.
Did you put the 0 fuel weight in there beside the fuel?
Yes, I did. Did I?
Just double check it there. You'll have to put that one in before we'll get there, you know?
It's populated for me 52.6 /
Okay. Slash.
I don't know. It's off the screen that I was on actually, but let me just go back to
24, wasn't it? 24.
24.3.
Just one moment. 24.3. I'll insert it there on my side. Excellent. Takeoff weight is 60.5. Is that correct?
60.5 takeoff weight. Yep.
Okay, so you do the V speeds there now.
V speeds. Oh, format error. Okay, let's just sort that out.
Flaps 1 and the THS is, call it 0.5 nose up. 0.5 nose up. Yep.
Okay, perfect. There we go. So V1 126, VR 127, and V2 131. Okay, so there we go.
Okay, they didn't populate. Call them out for me again.
Okay, sorry. It's 126, 127,
126. Yeah.
127, and 131.
131. All good.
All good.
Excellent. Let's do it.
Okay.
So I'll get the clearance then. Let's see what they give us this evening. Okay, let's try this now.
Okay.
Here we go. Dublin, good evening. Shamrock 556 on stand 407. Request clearance to Barcelona, Airbus 320.
No response.
Hopefully he's talking to us.
Clear to Barcelona, Dexon to Echo departure, runway 10 right. Squawk 6662, Air 1 frequencies, Unicom 1228.
Squawk 6662, Dexon 2, Echo departure off runway 10 right, Shamrock 556.
And Air 1 frequency, Unicom.
And airborne frequency 122.8, Shamrock 556.
Shamrock 556, read back correct, report ready, push and start.
Go.
Okay.
So there we go. The Dexon is 9,000 feet, which I have set in the box. The Dexon 2 Echo is actually in the box there, and the Squawk is 6226. Your side is put that on auto, and we'll stick that on. Perfect. Dan, we're good to go.
Okay. Right.
Cool.
So and
We'll have
that
a
squawk.
checklist.
Sorry, and that squawk code went over on your side, did it, Joey?
It did indeed.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, so we've actually is this VATSIM? Yeah, it's VATSIM. I'll be on if there's controllers in Dublin now. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, there's controllers in Dublin at the moment. Squawk 7700 Cedric Launches. Oh, wow. Amazing.
Oh, we can't do this. Okay, Dan, can we take the before start checklist?
Yeah, before start checklist. Okay, so we've got fuel.
Is checked.
Cockpit prep.
Is complete.
EFS switches.
They're on.
Gear pins and covers.
3 behind, none outside.
Signs.
On auto and armed.
ADR RSs.
It's 3 in nav and it's checked.
Okay, and fuel block.
Is 8.1 as checked and it's balanced.
Barrow reference.
QH there is a 1030, that's reading 210 feet. Oh.
1030. I've got it set on my side. Check once.
And
check
on my side.
Twice and set 3 times. Okay.
Okay, so let's call for push and start.
Okay.
Shamrock 556, fully ready for push and start, stand 407.
Shamrock 556, push start approved. Tuck release point Mike, unit 1030.
Push start approved, point Mike 1030, Shamrock 556. Okay, so below the line, Dan?
Below the line, mobile phone and iPad.
Is off airplane mode.
Takeoff data.
Is now set in the box.
Windows and doors.
Sorry, the 126, 27, 31 and toggle. Windows and doors is closed, and we're going to arm.
Okay.
You lock that there. Oh,
342, you able immediate departure?
Affirm 342.
I'll lock it.
yeah.
Okay, lock, door locked. ATC transponder.
10 eyes, running.
It's on auto.
Thrust levers.
Is idle.
Parking brake.
Is set.
And beacon. I'll get
Is
that.
on.
Yeah, you got
So
that. Okay.
we are cleared to push and start.
Okay, clear to
Off
push
you
and
go.
start.
Mike,
So,
Mike.
Okay.
I'll guide you on the way out.
okay, and we're going to sorry, left or tail left or right? Sorry, Joe.
I'll get you that now in a minute. If you just start to slow pushback.
Okay.
Okay, cleared for push start. Please release parking brake.
Release parking brake.
Brake release.
Please release parking brake.
Parking brakes are released.
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence.
It will start in the
Please
sequence.
release parking brake.
Why is things starting to freeze up on me here? Ah, no, it's better.
Okay. Okay. And can I just confirm the... Okay, yeah, it's fine now. Parking brake release. Okay,
I just got to tell you, you're going to Park South to East. Just double check. So you're pushing back to Mike, which is just literally tail to your right.
that's absolutely right.
Yeah. And then that's it. There we go. And as you go back out, you'll literally just be stopping on the line, and then that's it.
Okay. Okay, engine start. So crank to start. Engine number 1.
Okay. And start engine number 1. Super. So far, so good.
So far, so good. It's all good.
I think it's only fair to mention as well that there was some major updates that was done on the flight sim there during the week.
Yeah.
So you have to forgive us if there's 1 or 2 things that stick this evening. We'll try and get through it, that's for sure.
Parking brake set.
And parking brake is set.
Parking brake set.
Parking brake set. Lowering aircraft.
Okay. Ghost Trad fan. It's a video. No, we're live. We're live. It's Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 for those that just join in. We're going from Dublin to Barcelona this evening. So hi IVAO Aero. Please don't hate us. We're on VATSIM tonight. Please don't hate us. A great network, IVAO and VATSIM. Absolutely fantastic
They are
job.
indeed. They are indeed.
Evening Alex. How you doing? Go fly, haha. Yeah, so we are off to Barcelona.
And start 2.
Start 2, starting engine number 2. There's a weird, the ignition's going mad.
I know.
Have you seen it? It's like, it's doing like
it's going back, yeah.
Like some
yeah.
sort of dance or something, you know?
That means the switches are obviously reversed.
Yeah.
No, you're streaming. I've got that to normal. It should stop then. It didn't.
No, my switches weren't. My switches were actually on the right.
Okay.
Sort of thing. Yeah.
No worries.
Okay. I'm going to get rid of the pushback truck as well because.
Sure, you can, dude.
Stop pushback. There we go. Watch this.
So Cedric said failure of the ignition. Well, failure is something here at the moment. We're not quite sure.
Oh dear, look at that. It's a beautiful, beautiful sunset over in... sounds like a closet door opening. It does, actually.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
Can
you see that aircraft taxiing in on your screen, Dan? Yeah.
Say again, sorry? Yeah, I
can you see an aircraft?
Yeah, taxiing.
Absolutely. Yeah, we could be in his way.
Oh, really? Okay. All right. Well.
Okay. So let's just. Okay. So there's 2 good engine starts. If you want to do the ignition, let's do the ignition.
Yeah, ignition. I've done the ignition already.
And
armed.
Okay.
Oh, so that's your job, isn't it? Sorry. I don't.
Yeah, it's my job.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm doing Jerry's flow. I'm doing Jerry's flow.
I know.
What am I doing?
Flaps to 1. Flaps to 1. Okay. And then we'll get you switch off the bleed and the APU.
Bleed and APU, yeah.
Okay, so after start checklist.
Okay, after start checklist is engine anti-ice.
It's checked.
We've got engine mode selector.
Normal.
Rudder trim.
0.
Pitch trim.
I'm going to set that now to 0.4 nose up.
Flight instruments.
Are checked.
ECAM status.
Is checked.
Okay. After start checklist complete.
Okay, so let's get taxi.
Okay.
And Shamrock 556 request taxi.
Shamrock 556 taxi, Zulu, Bravo 2, cross 34, Sierra 07, hold short 10.
Sorry, say again, please. You just broke up there.
Taxi Zulu, link 1, Bravo 2, Sierra 07, hold short 10.
Link 1, Bravo 2, cross runway 34, and Sierra's Shamrock 556.
Sierra 7.
Okay. Sierra 7, the whole short 10 right, Shamrock 556. Okay, so basically what he's saying is he's a happy guy on the radio, isn't he? Okay. So what he's telling you there, Dan, is there's a line to your left hand side. Get on that line, and I'll direct you from there. Okay?
Yeah. It absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it probably reminds you of being over the. Is the tower a real person? Yeah, the tower's a real person. Yeah.
Actually, what we're doing on the simulator regards to flying the aircraft, we have another world of ATC world, and they're joined together, and they give us a service, and we can actually obviously be aircraft for them. So it actually works very well.
115, we refiled our flight plan if you have it now.
Yeah.
Okay. So brakes.
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Brakes off.
He'll want us to taxi immediately out of the way.
Okay.
So if we go over to the left there, Dan, just taxi over to your left. You'll pick up a line on the left hand side. That's the taxi line he wants you on.
Okay.
There we go. There we go to the right now.
Yeah.
Pick up that line. There we go.
Perfect. Look at this. We're going. Do you fly in real life? Yeah. So I'm a private pilot. In real life, Jerry over in the right-hand side corner, it's like the right-hand side of the ring. Jerry flies the Airbus A320, which we're flying today, virtually, of course, in real life. Yeah, you fly for an airline, don't you, Jerry?
I do indeed. I do indeed, for my sins. There we go. So we are in great shape. Now, Dan, what he wants you to do is basically taxi straight ahead there. You're going to cross a runway, but all the way out to a point called Sierra 7, and I'll tell you when we get there. Okay. So you're in great shape.
I tell you what, I don't know what they've done on that sim update, but it absolutely looks incredible.
Doesn't it?
It looks like the reflections and everything looks incredible. I don't know what they've done, but it's absolutely amazing.
There was a lot of fine detail they paid attention to, you know.
I would actually say this is the best it's ever looked on a stream as well.
Yeah.
It's performing really well.
Okay, you're clear on the right.
Clear on the right.
You're the right. In Ireland, we call it left. But over where you are, Dan, you can call it right and your other right. Okay.
I'm loving the traffic. It's very busy today in Dublin, isn't it?
It is indeed. Yeah, most of the stuff I believe that would be on. It's just coming in through VATSIM. So there we go. So if anybody wants to follow us on the VATSIM map, we are, and I keep going straight down, we are the EI 556 from Dublin to Barcelona. If you go to maps.vatsim.com, was it netro.com? I can't remember. You will be able to find us on the map there. They have their own little mini flight radar.
How cool
Okay,
is
so
that?
before takeoff checks, we'll do it when you get a chance and you can read it.
Okay, yeah, before takeoff checklists, flight controls,
Are checked.
briefing and nav aids.
It's confirmed to set for departure off runway 10 right as the Dexon 2 Echo, climb to flight level 90.
Okay, flaps,
1 is planned, selected, and 1 plus F is indicating.
V speeds,
126, 127, 31. Toga gives us 82.8. That's sensible.
ATC code,
Is set.
sorry, ECAM memo,
Takeoff no blue, and below the line
and below the line is EFS and iPad,
is stowed.
cabin,
Secure.
and I will call them up.
Slow down now there, slow down. I think that could be Sierra. He wants a Sierra 7, okay?
Okay,
So keep going there. And that's Sierra. I can't even think it's
this is Sierra
Sierra 5.
5.
6. So it's the full length.
Okay, full length.
So what game is this, Dan? It's Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. A few little add-ons there just to bring up the scenery a bit, but just had a major update this week and it's looking pretty good.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. Matthew Allen has said said that we can hear an echo from Jerry when we hear the VATSIM, and that's, yeah, unfortunately that's because I'm hearing the radios from my side of the cockpit as well.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing it back essentially.
Shamrock 556, line up and wait 10 right.
There you go. Line up on wait 10 right to Shamrock 556. So he's cleared us onto the runway.
115, welcome to 7 taxi right.
So lights,
predictive
34,
windshield.
beacon, but yeah, I'm gonna get all those now. You go ahead and line up, Dan. I'll get all the rest of that.
Okay.
So EWS is on TA or A.
07, Shamrock 115, thanks for that.
Nope.
Brake fans off, cameras off, cameras are checked. So we're good to go.
Shamrock 115, thanks.
Okay. Are lights all on, Jerry?
Yeah, maybe 1 or 2 tomorrow until I get them now.
Thank you.
Flight attendants, please prepare for takeoff.
Here we go.
Surface in 0 at 8 7 knots, runway 10 right, clear for takeoff, goodbye.
Clear for takeoff, 10 right, Shamrock 556 getting.
Okay, clear for takeoff.
So, lights are on, check is complete, takeoff.
Okay, takeoff. Spooling engines up. Stabilized.
Stabilized. So, Mantoga SRS, the other thrust is blue, thrust is set, indications are normal. 100 knots.
Check.
V1, rotate. Auto climb.
Gear up.
My gear's up there, you put yours up.
Yeah, gears up. Wow, look at this. We're getting hydraulic sounds from my side. I don't know whether you're getting...
Yeah, it'll... Problems on my side regards to the controllers. One moment.
Okay. All right. Actually, I'm getting some weird. Okay, the controls.
So S plus increasing.
Yeah. First
Flaps
climb.
0.
Flap 0.
That's the client. Flap 0.
Or, AP1, please.
AP1. Good idea. There we go.
Yeah, that's better. Okay.
Let's just check a couple of little things. Dan,
Yeah.
what altitude are you passing?
Altitude, I'm passing 3,800.
Okay, and what speed are you indicating?
250 knots.
And power N1 roughly. Give read out the two N1s for me.
Power N1 83.2 and
Excellent.
83.3.
So there's relatively synced there. So we have to change to Unicom, which is changed over, and I'm going to give you if you go direct to Lomvo, LOMVO.
Okay, direct to Lomvo. Yeah.
Dublin traffic, good evening, Shamrock 556. We're climbing flight level 90, direct Lomvo. So it's on the Unicom. We have no control.
Unicom, okay, yeah.
Yeah, we're on Unicom there at the moment. So direct to Lomvo. Excellent. That's all synced out. Set standard.
Set standard. Oh. Standard. There we go.
There you go.
Perfect.
Super.
Okay. We've got like a dot, pink dots in the.
Excellent.
That's new. I haven't seen that before.
Okay, so bear that in mind. I'll just with one or two other things to do here. Let's do the after takeoff checks, please.
Okay. After takeoff checklist is landing gear.
Is up.
Flaps.
Retracted.
Packs.
On, and we are pressurizing.
APU.
Is off.
And barrel reference.
Standard now set, passing 8,900 feet. You're cleared to climb flight level 350.
Cleared to climb 350. There we go.
There we go. Just come out and climb. Now, Dan, very good. So you've seen a pink dot. See that pink dot that's on the screen?
Yeah.
See that pink dot that's on the screen?
Yeah.
That is telling you when you're going to start accelerating. In the information that we have in the box,
Yeah.
once we pass 10,000 feet, we're going to accelerate from 250 knots up to a cruising speed, a climb speed. And that is the point where it's telling you you're going to cross the 10,000 feet and start accelerating. So watch when you pass 10,000 feet and how close that dot will be to you, because that's your speed acceleration point. There you go. So you're going to start accelerating now. It'll start pitching down.
Wow, I can see it pitching down, and the outside looks absolutely incredible. It looks absolutely incredible on the outside. Look at that. Look at that. I don't know if you've seen the stream, Jerry, but that looks absolutely stunning.
Yeah, they've really brought up the game they have, you know.
Look at that. That looks absolutely stunning.
You would actually find it hard to say, you know, you have to look at that twice and say, is it real or is it a simulator, you know?
That would really get me, to be honest. Really get me.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible, that.
It is impressive. It is impressive.
And we're back in the cockpit flight deck. So yeah, so that was the point that we'd start to accelerate. That's interesting. So that's a new addition to the addition to the fly-by-wire thing. Then, so yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. You know.
I tell you, literally that looks so realistic.
It doesn't it?
So realistic. It's like it's scary. It's almost like that pink layer as well. That sort of Oh man, that is incredible. That
was all part of the latest update.
That I have to give it to them. That's starting to look really impressive.
Okay, so we're just getting contacted by London Centre. One moment now.
Okay.
It's 133.7. So 1. Can you dial up 123.7? It's easier on your side then.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Let me just get the com. So
133.7.
Okay. Is there... Is there a... Okay, yeah, got it. 133 decimal 7. Sorry, 133
Decimal 7. That.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
just
so
double check that. Yeah. Thank you very much. I'll just bring it over. Load it over. Okay. London, good evening. Shamrock 556. We are routing direct Lambo. Climb about level 350.
Shamrock 556 under control. Good evening. Climb level 350.
Climb side level 350. Shamrock 556. So we have been cleared all the way. So we've got air traffic control. Hopefully we get it, keep it most of the way down. Let's have a look at the map. And we will have air traffic control for a little. We'll maybe only for a little bit of time, and then he will be gone.
It's cool.
So any controllers out there on the VATSIM that operate breast control area and below, get on there so you can get some air traffic control.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
If there's any VATSIM controllers out there, like Joey said, then this is your chance to join the stream.
Absolutely.
So does Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 allow dual cockpit? Yes, that's exactly what we're using at the moment. Drazina and Matthew Allen has said, yeah, you can get voice meter, which will stop the. You can control the inputs and outputs. So I'm actually, Matthew, I'm already using that particular plugin on OBS to control the outputs, but I won't be able to get rid of the Dublin because I've both got Jerry's voice on a stream, a normal audio stream, and I've also got Jerry transmitting on the radio, which I'm hearing back. So I can't even get rid of that, I'm afraid. But Cedric Launch is a legend, top gifter this evening. Thank you, Ced, for the roses.
Oh my word!
65 roses, absolutely incredible. Thanks for the follows and thanks for the shares. Is it trekking? Is head movements? Yeah. So Jay Boogle, I'm using something called Track IR5, and Jerry is. And if we go to Jerry, are you on Track IR?
Actually, just before you go to Jerry, you will actually see for some reason my clock is a little bit behind, so I'm a bit more in daylight. Go ahead and have a look.
Okay. All right.
No, I'm not actually using the Track IR tonight. There was a little bit of a mix-up in it, and things weren't playing ball on my side too well. So
okay. So there's the Jerry cam. So yeah, you're in a different time zone. What's going on? What
does. Yeah, there's a bit of an issue, so we're better off staying on your time zone. There's a couple of things going on here.
Okay, well we'll stay with it, Jerry.
Yeah. No, we're doing very well here. Don't worry about the graphics on this side. It's more what is on your side there.
What's the name of the game? So it's Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Liters 90. Hey fellas. Will has asked, what airline does Jerry fly for? I don't know.
A big one.
I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. So. UFO. Where's the UFO? I don't know. I don't know whether there's any UFOs here. Oh my word! There's FOs, which is first officers in the cockpit.
We have a few unidentified first officers in the cockpit.
Oh dear. Yeah. Can you go to Dublin Airport? So we've just come from Dublin Airport. We're actually flying to Barcelona. From Dublin. So, what's the latest update on Xbox as well? Was this the latest update? Yes, it was the latest update. I don't know whether it's gone over to Xbox yet, but I'm sure it's a universal thing. The updates, it's absolutely, it's blown me away. The graphics on this is blowing me away. Absolutely incredible. Obviously, this is the PC version, so yeah.
And here's the thing, Dan. Sorry. Rival time. Well, now your rival time and my rival time might differ.
Okay.
9:15 it says. So that's Zulu. So it looks like in about an hour and a bit from an hour and 20 from now.
Hello.
Yeah. Well, I've got UTC 2158 at destination.
Okay. Well, mine's different there. Yeah, 21. So that's 22:58 local time.
Yeah. So we've
An hour and 45 roughly.
yeah, something like that. It's a great flight though. We are going to speak to the Patreon members hopefully as well. So we have a way of communicating with our Patreon members, and what is a Patreon member, you should ask. So basically Patreon is a way to support the channel further, get some behind the scenes content, get some streams from time to time, unique streams that are only for the Patreon members. So Jerry, over in the top right hand corner, Jerry's a real Airbus A320 pilot. I'm a real life private pilot. But Jerry done a stream last night explaining how all this machinery comes together, really, and I mean, do you want to talk about what you discussed last night on the stream for the Patreon members?
Okay, actually, one of the Patreon members is on another channel there. He's able to verify it. What we did is we got into some of the systems, and it started off with talking about the speed protections that an Airbus can offer, all those kind of things that we never had before in the early days of aviation, but now, like by overspeeding the aircraft or potentially stalling the aircraft, we talked about that. And then we got into the pressurization system. We talked about the bits and pieces, how one would fail if one piece fails, how the other piece will back it up, and vice versa. And looking through some of the redundancies as well on the system, so that worked out very well, and we got a lot out of it. So that's going to be the one of many.
Yeah, and you know, and you can, you know, want to shout out to the Patreon members again while we're talking about it. So who's on board on the Patreon members? So we've got Harry Young and Lechlin in economy class. They're supporting the channel in economy. We have Business Livenish UK, Niall Conway, Steve Rowe, Darren Shearer, Jimmy Huggins, Bradley over in business class. I really do appreciate the support on the channel. You can grab your seat by going to patreon.com/flyuk. And in first class we have Christian, John Restall, Kim Williams, Cedric Lorch, Matthew Ellum, Mitch Davis in first class. Absolutely amazing. I can't thank you all enough. Really appreciate it. And that's our Patreon members, and we will be hopefully speaking to some of the Patreon members at some point soon in the cruise. But yeah, so some of the things that you check in a cruise like this, Jerry, you'll be checking things like alternates, airports maybe, potential places that you could land at if there was a medical emergency or something like that, or we had to get down due to maybe a staff member or like say, or passengers, or maybe a technical problem that's not necessarily a threat to the aircraft in terms of the safety of the passengers, but something that we'd need to investigate down on the ground. So would you look for alternative airports at this point, would you, or if they already
at this moment in time now, obviously we want to establish in the cruise, because we're actually coming towards 35,000 feet now, so we're about to level off. I just want to confirm it is 35,000 feet leveling off on your side as well.
Yeah.
You're just about to level off on your side as well there, Dan, yeah?
Okay, yep. About to level off as my side, yeah.
Shamrock 556, direct Rizzler.
Okay. Oh.
Direct Rizzler, Shamrock 556.
Direct to Rizzler, Shamrock 556. So direct to Rizzler, then.
Contact Scottish Control 126.3, bye.
Oops.
126.3, 29, November.
Okay, direct to Rizzler.
Okay, there we go.
How nice is that? So the controllers are sending us direct to, saving us fuel there, aren't they?
Yeah, so we've just leveled off now. So at this point in time, we do a quick scan of the cockpit, and we'd start down at the bottom there. So we'd have, looking at the TCAS, we'd put that onto all. So we'd be looking at any aircraft 2,700 feet above and below us. We'd also come up and have a little check of the systems. You'd flick through each one of those, making sure that there's nothing creeping up in the background there that you might want to pay attention to. And then continuing on, then you come up and have a look. Do you want to let the seat, but all the lights, make sure that they should have been in past 10,000 feet, to be honest with you. So we'll get them off now. And would you like the seatbelt sign on or off then?
We'll have the seatbelt sign off now. They can get themselves.
Okay, so that's off. So now that you're settling in the cruise, you do a fuel check. You make sure that all, as I said, all the systems are good. And now you would start looking at potential alternates. So if we had an issue coming up now, looking ahead of us there, where we just check. We're going towards. We're heading towards Birmingham. I'm going to be routing down over that direction, and that was a bit of an unusual route they gave us this evening. However, you'd be looking at airports around the London area and certainly up to North France at this moment in time.
Yeah. Jamie over on TikTok has said, "Can I ask a question if that's okay?" Go ahead, Jamie. That's what it's all about.
Oh, that's what we're here for.
Blimey. I reckon it's that radiation from the ozone layer, I think, caused me to have a dry cough.
Ryanair 4 Echo Mike, descend flight level 100.
Oh, my word. My word.
Level 100, Ryanair 4 Echo Mike.
So, Lachlin, how I've been pronouncing Lachlin, actually, Matthew and what I now know is Lachlan. I've been pronouncing his name wrong. Sorry, Lachlan. So Lachlan, do forgive me. He's one of the Patreon members. Hopefully he will forgive me on that one. So yeah, fire ahead and ask a question. So Jamie's flying to Turkey from Edinburgh on Saturday and can't wait. So hopefully you can get some questions in. Anybody that's got any questions for myself or Jerry, then do send them across and we'll hope to answer them. I've just, okay, so okay, they've always worked separately. I just noticed that the primary navigation works separately perfectly. It's not duplicated, but I think that's been the case for a while, hasn't it? Has it got the weather radar on here yet, Jerry?
No, it's still out at the moment. They're still working on that thing, so pity. You can actually see it's in the up sticker that's down on the weather radar on the left hand side if you scan down to it.
Yes, okay.
Yeah. So Jamie Thompson says, when a flight is delayed at an airport by 20 minutes, then when it lands, it's 10 minutes early. Yeah, that can actually happen. The reason for it is if you look at sometimes flight times will be given in a block time. So they may tell you that the flight is going to be 2 hours long, but it's actually going to be, maybe 1 hour 15. So there could be a little bit of play allowed within that time. So it can happen. Then you can also have a real strong tailwind that could blow you straight across very quickly. So that's another way. I've seen flight times forecasted, general flight times without wind, like 7 hours. However, the flight has done it in 6 hours due to the tailwind. Now, a tailwind of, say, 120 knots. So it helps.
Yeah. So there we go. So it's almost... I mean, it is interesting when, like you say, your flight's delayed and you manage to catch up and even be earlier. I mean, it's... and if you're in somewhere like Ryanair, you go...
You can do. You can have.
127.1. Bye.
127.1 Shamrock 556. Good day. You want to put that up for us there, Dan? Would you?
Okay, I'll do that.
Flight level 200.
125 decimal.
127.1, wasn't it?
127.1.
1.
Tomjet 77 Tango, London control.
Okay. Ready for you.
Flick it across.
Tomjet 77 Tango.
Did you flick it across?
I haven't flicked it across yet, no.
Oh no, go ahead, flick it across.
Okay, flicked across.
No, it didn't go over my side.
Okay, I'll flick it back and then you do it. Okay.
That's alright, it's done there now. It's done on my side. It's done on my side.
Okay, do you want to go back on your again? Sorry.
Felix 44, fly heading 345.
Okay.
There you go.
There we go. Is that better? Is that working?
Yeah, it's working. London, good evening. Shamrock 556. We're level at 350 and we're routing to Honley.
Shamrock 556, London, hello, route direct to Kidley.
Direct to Kidley, Shamrock 556.
Okay,
direct to Kidley. Kidley. That's a point above a town called Kidlington, which is directly where Oxford Aviation is.
Oh, really?
Yep.
How cool is that? Naz has said, has Jerry ever flown to Australia? If not, what's the furthest distance he has flown?
Oh, I've flown a lot. Let's just say to the USA.
USA is the furthest, yeah.
Yeah, from Europe to the USA.
And Kim is in the room. How you doing? Patreon member, another Patreon member. So good evening, gentlemen.
Hello there.
Finally on the plane, she said. Yeah. Welcome on board, Kim. Nice to have you back on here. And Far Focus says, how do you guys do shared cockpit? So we use something called Your Controls, don't we, Jerry? But it's a little bit of a black magic, isn't it, to try and get the thing working in sync.
We have spent time and more time invested in this thing, and we've got it just right.
Yeah. It's absolutely incredible. So Jerry, have you ever want to transfer into the A330 or the A350 flight decks?
No, I'm happy where I am at the moment. No, I quite enjoy the 320 family. 330, maybe another time, but not now.
Yeah.
They all do the same thing. They get up in the air and they go places.
Yeah. I mean, probably your next type to get back under your belt is probably the single engine piston again. I reckon you had the bug when you went up recently, didn't you?
I actually think that will be the way I'm going to go. I'm going to go backwards and get into a smaller aircraft, because I quite enjoyed it when James took me up. Pilot Northern Ireland. He's a very good channel as well. You keep an eye out for him. He brought me up there a few weeks ago, and it's just back what we used to do many years ago, and thoroughly enjoyed it again.
Jerry flies the Airbus A321, right? Lachlan has said.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's the difference between the Airbus A321 and the Airbus A320 for those that don't understand?
In pilot terms, they're called the Airbus 320, but the sports version. The Airbus 320, the Airbus 321, it's a bigger aircraft.
Yeah.
And I remember in some configurations compared to the 320 that we had. The 320 would carry 174 people, and the 321 that we had would carry 212.
Oh wow!
So you'd obviously have a little bit extra, more cabin crew, more passengers, that kind of thing. There is a configuration out there now that's in play of, I think it's 174 economy passengers and 16 business passengers as well on the Airbus 321 that we used at USA.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so it's a great aircraft. Plus, especially the LR now, that is a lot more fuel efficient compared to the old ones, you know.
Perfect. And does all the Airbus A321 have the long range tanks, or is it that is separate sort of?
Yeah, apparently I could stand corrected on this, because I'm not up with regards of how companies order them, but I think that you can actually order in different configurations where you'd need the long range tanks or not. You know, I do know that I've flown one without the long range tanks, and one that is more common now would be with 3 ACT tanks.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah.
NASA said Jerry is the fountain of aviation knowledge. He is. He's like the oracle of Airbus A320s, I think. You know.
I wouldn't say that. No. There's a lot more. I work with some great guys now that will be. They're very good when it comes to tech and it comes to the aircraft. You know, we all have to have understanding and understand our systems, obviously, for what we do. However, to some guys that I work with, they're really. They've probably forgotten more than what I know. Do you know what I mean? They're very good.
Yeah. And you never stop learning, do you? At the end of the day.
No. That's the thing about aviation. I told this story once before. It's a very quick one. I flown with a gentleman going back many years ago, and he had 42 years flying. He was on his second last day of flying, And there was a little something that came up that had changed within the company, and it'd be unusual for him not to have heard it, but he didn't hear it that day, and he still took out his little black book of notes and he put it in. It's on his second last day of flying, like, you know, it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. You never stop learning.
And that's incredible, isn't it? You know, it just shows you.
Indeed.
It just shows you.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine, you know, when it comes to that, you know, the retirement age and it's your last flight, it must be really sad, you know, like in some respects, you know, like sort of, I'd imagine you're going to miss that so much.
Well, the thing about it, this gentleman who retired, 42 years, I mean, a fantastic career, a great pilot, and it's the kind of pilot you do want to fly with in your career, just for his experience alone. And he retired, and the first thing he did is signed up to an architect's course and went off to become an architect.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Blimey.
There's just no stopping him, like, you know.
I mean, that's
342, turn right, heading 220.
I mean, that's a change. That's a complete change of the career, isn't it? Really, you know.
Oh, it is. But it's like chewing gum for the brain. Like, you know, the brain, according to him, the brain didn't slow down. The body may have slowed down a little bit, but no, his mind. Do you know what? It's a great thing to look at after retirement if you want to do something else. Do you know what I mean? Just for his own he turned it into a pastime because he had an interest in it, and fair play to him.
Yeah, that makes sense.
342, descent to altitude 5,000.
I tell you what, it's a busy. So what are we tuned to at the moment in terms of the frequency, Jerry?
We're in London here at the moment.
London, blimey.
We're on London. We're going to be flying over. I think we should be flying over Heathrow shortly. Let me see. Yeah, we're heading down towards. Let me see. Hold on, I just have to get some of this. Yeah, we're heading on down to. We're about 25 miles to the north of Bryce Norton. Where we from here, then we'll continue down over London. Yeah, we're going to be heading down over London.
Victor Alpha 109 London.
And I'm just looking at. They used to be sort of on the iPad or flypad, should I say. There used to be like a weather radar type map. Is that gone into the edition?
I don't know. I didn't actually get into it. Let me just have a quick. I'll have a quick look for you here. But I remember there was a bit of a weather chart. I don't know where it's gone, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe it's been taken out of it. I don't know.
Probably so.
Turn left, heading 160 degrees.
Yeah, I can't seem to find it. Like, you know.
Shamrock 556.
I've got my friend.
Stop. Sorry, say again, please. Shamrock 556.
Unicom, good night, sir.
Okay, Shamrock 556. 122.8 there, Dan, please.
Okay, 122.8.
342 descent.
Thank you.
3,000 feet.
3,000 feet for Ryanair 342.
My ears are too old. I can't hear two people together at the same time.
Well, I don't think anyone of it. Okay, 122.8. Is that switched over on your side?
12. It is indeed. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, just shout out. I've got a friend watching. Ken, if you're watching, that's a big shout out. Another Tamworthian that's watching over on the channel. So he said Rockstar. I don't know. There's no music involved tonight. So 42 years is incredible, Alex has said. Yeah.
It is. Yeah. Cedric, how many hours do you have in the 320 family? Oh, I think it's about 13,000 now at this stage. It's enough.
And Kim has gifted as well. Thank you so much for the gifts, Kim. Roses and headphones. Absolutely amazing.
Oh, wow.
Did Robert treat you well at Dub? Cody Drake or Dark. Was Robert the controller, Cody, in Dublin? If so, then it was it's great.
If it was very good.
IVAO Aero, love a good Airbus flight. That's another great network as well. So you got VATSIM and IVAO right up there with networks. Absolutely fantastic. Tower, he was fantastic. Everybody that's dealt with us this evening has been fantastic over on the VATSIM network. Can't thank them enough.
I mean, I'd highly suggest to anybody who's on the flight sim at this moment, get onto IVAO or get onto VATSIM, right? And if you really are afraid, don't be. But go to an airport that might be a little bit quieter. Don't go to Heathrow or Dusseldorf or something like that where they're extremely busy. But go to a quieter airport where you might have a little bit of air traffic control there. And the guys are fantastic. If you're proficient, they'll give you proficient service. If you're struggling, they'll understand and they will give you a bit of assistance along. So do not, don't be afraid. Get onto IVAO and get onto VATSIM. Pick whichever one you wish, but it brings the sim up to another level.
Yeah, I agree. Ola user 341 tres cuatro uno. I don't know what user is in Spanish or Espanol, but never mind. There we go. That's as far as I'm going with linguists. You can talk Gaelic, can't you? Though, Jerry.
We lose everybody if I start that stuff now.
What's aeroplane in Gaelic?
Echelon.
Is it?
It is indeed.
That's cool. Echelon.
Okay, Dan, you're clear to Citet.
Okay.
Now I'm just looking, right? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I was messing around with the box there. You go ahead.
Citet, yeah.
So IVAO said couldn't agree more. We're always happy to help members who need it, and that's exactly the thing. It's a two-way system. The guys will definitely jump in and give you assistance. You will get more proficient, and when you start getting the radio calls out, and you feel a little bit better, and they will bring up the game with you. You just do it. Just do it.
And I have to say, my experience of IVAO as well. I'm more than confident with VFR stuff, VFR terminology, phraseology, zone transits, and all the stuff that I do in real life flying. But I don't have an instrument rating. I don't have obviously experience in the IFR front. And IVAO have been really accommodating, fantastic with me. And VATSIM, my previous experience with VATSIM, they can be a lot more stricter, less accommodating for, and don't shout at me, VATSIMers that are on the stream, but this is my own experience,
But that's the thing, Dan. That's the thing. There is a place for that as well, because some people really want to bring it up to another level, and VATSIM might tighten that up a little bit more. I've no issues using VATSIM because I'm used to talking on the radio all the time. Actually, I talk a bit too much, as some people would say, and my wife would definitely say I talk too much. But IVAO, they have a different kind of how would I put it, atmosphere. But both of them definitely get in and use both of them.
Definitely, I absolutely love both of the networks. The amount of realism it brings to the simulator. ZPEC 97, hi from France. Oh well, the stream is going global, or over the water, should I say. So where are you from, everybody who's watching the stream? Where are you from? What country are you watching from? It would be really interesting to see how far the stream's being pushed along over on TikTok and the other streams as well. It'd be really great to hear. So Michael has said, how long is it, Michael or Mitchell? How
long left in the flight?
Yeah. So how long left we got? So 21:58. So basically 10 o'clock, and the flight. So we've got an hour and a half, roughly. by the looks of it, from the UCC time in the sim. Is that right on your side, Jerry? Is that about, or are you getting a bit less?
Again, it's different on my side here because of the little bit of problems that we have, like, you know. I'm just going to select your speed up to 0.80 as well, just to get us going a little bit further.
Definitely.
So I've just done that for you.
And we shouldn't get into coughing corner, should we, Jerry? By doing that, we shouldn't.
No, we won't be going. No, you'd have to be going up higher than that. Now, speaking of which, right, we're burning about. We're burning just on. That's increasing. When the speed settles down, we'll have a look at the burn. Yeah. And what I'm thinking about is we'll see, can we get a higher flight level and save some fuel en route down. You know.
Okay. And in green, I've got outer tank fuel crossfeed. Is that on your side as well?
It's not on my side. Nah, it's okay. It's fine. There's nothing to worry about there.
So we've got Canada, Arizona, USA, Norway. How are you boys doing tonight? Anyway, I've just noticed that you boys are on the stream. Oh, thank you, Albert. Well, welcome to the stream. It's been a while since we've both streamed together, isn't it, Jerry? In a flight.
Yeah, and, it's just due to schedules and stuff, you know.
Flying for real, getting in the way, isn't it? Really. I mean, you want to cut all this real flying, Larky. It's affecting our.
I know. We should be on the sim a bit more.
So it's all good. Why does?
Okay, I'll just 1 second, Dan. London traffic, Shamrock 556. We are going to climb flight level 390. Okay, go to flight level 390. Could we be able to save a bit more fuel then?
Okay, 390. And
yep.
First climb. So
that's it. Lovely.
What's the difference between open climb and thrust climb? Just
excellent question. When you use the mode of open climb is basically the power will go up to the climb, as in it's denoted there on the indications at the end. Just up on the top right hand side, it says 87.4% is what it will allow you to have for the climb. So open climb will go to that, and then it will pitch the aircraft to hold whatever speed is selected. Climb, you may have restrictions en route, and the flight management computer, let's say for instance we're told to climb to 10,000 feet, but at one particular point it says don't go above 4,000 till you pass this point. It will actually obey those commands and then continue on. It'll manage to climb for you.
So the next question is, why is it that I've seen thrust climb tonight when most of the time I see open climb? Because we haven't got any restrictions, have we? Or at the end of the box?
No. What you did is, and you can go up now and try it again. Go back to the altitude button, and try and push the button, and you'll get. Sorry, if you pull it, you'll get open climb. If you push it, you'll get climb. So you can get two modes by a push or a pull.
Okay.
Now you've got open climb. It's just going to go bang straight to the climb in one setting there, which it was that already, and it's going to climb. I wouldn't go to flight level 40. The Airbus is not rated for that.
No. It should be 390 now. It was accidentally. Is it still 40 on yours?
Is it? Two to go. Yeah, it was 40 on my side.
Yeah, sorry.
So just under 2 to go.
2 to go.
Nazar on another channel basically says, in the future, the A380, would you want to fly it down?
The A380, I would love a go. I mean, who wouldn't want to sort of a big sort of aircraft, But I tell you one thing, it must be very eerie taxiing on some of the smaller airports with those big wings, and everything. I would just fancy just for I mean, it's a massive aircraft. I do love the A380.
Yeah.
But it's a big step up, isn't it, from the Airbus A320?
It certainly is. It certainly is. But effectively, and without sounding too flippant about it, they all fly the same. They all fly the same way.
And it's been
same as the Cessna.
And it's been designed that way, hasn't it? Airbus have actually designed the cockpit so that there's little differences between each of the things. And one thing I did learn on my ATPLs recently was human performance is that one of the things that they've obviously tried to standardise shapes of knobs and dials within the cockpit across all different aircraft. But one of the things that is standard across all aircraft is the gear lever, and it always has a round.
Yeah.
Or should do anyway. That's the idea.
Yeah, it's all to do with basically the feel and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So if you want to switch on the light there on your side for a moment, Dan, I'm going to show you something, right? And I want you to focus in on the speed knob, heading one, the altitude one, and the VS one. And the feel and pattern of that switch at the knob is different, right?
Yeah.
Look at the VS, the speed compared to the heading. It's a different feel. So a pilot can basically put their hand on that, and without even looking, they know they have the correct one in hand. Mm-hmm. You will actually subconsciously say, if you wanted to, if somebody said turn heading, whatever it is, and you put your hand on the speed, you actually instinctively know without looking at it that I have the wrong one.
Yeah, and actually the heading and the altitude look the same, or are they slightly different, Jerry? I know they've got.
They are slightly different. Yeah, they are slightly different.
You would think that they'd probably use them.
You know when you feel them. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have thought that they'd use like something a little bit less similar, wouldn't you? Sort of. Yeah. Maybe like a.
Can I just?
Yeah, go on.
No, just on your fuel. What fuel have you got on board there?
I've got 6.1 tons.
Okay, I have 6.5.
Oh, blimey. Okay.
Oh no, it's okay. No, we've plenty of fuel anyway on board. It was just one of those. Again, there's a couple of little discrepancies with this that we have to iron out, and this is all due to the update. But we'll get there.
Okay. All right. Well. Okay, so are we on Unicom at the moment, or are we still on London control?
We are on Unicom. We have been told to stay on Unicom at the moment. Let me have a little look at the map ahead to see is anybody answering our requests and coming on to give us a French air traffic control, because we'll be shortly going now from we'll be shortly transferring from UK over the water towards France. So let's see. No. Okay, calling all VAT simmers. Can you get some air traffic control around the France and the southern France region? Would be very much appreciated.
That would be cool.
I'll keep it in the background there.
I think Scopehead's Crossfire, or Scope's Crossfire. Why does my flight sim need an update every time I launch it? Do you know what? That has happened quite often recently.
Yeah.
But I forgive them.
It has.
I forgive them
it's
because
been incredible.
I forgive them because the latest update has been absolutely amazing with this scenery. I mean, I'm so impressed tonight. The performance is the best it's been for me on my side. No lagging or anything.
Absolutely.
And I haven't had to mess around with the sort of priority either. Usually I have to put a priority on each of the simulator and stuff. Jerry will know. Thanks for the follows. Thanks for the shares, by the way. How big was the update? I don't think it was too big, was it? Was it about 6 gig or something?
Oh, I downloaded. I think it was 4 gigs.
Yeah.
In total, there was an initial one of about, I think it was 400 megs, but it ended up being 4 gigs when it went in and updated all the aircraft and that kind of stuff. It was sizable.
Yeah, and considering obviously what they've actually done and put into the sim, it's pretty impressive. 4.72 gigabytes, Matty has said. So there we go.
Wow.
So
fair play to Matt. I knew he'd get that in there. Fair play.
Matty's doing it now. That's why Matty's doing it now. So it's absolutely incredible. How did you get the iPad on the side of the cockpit? So actually, Scope Crossfire. This is not Microsoft Flight Sim standard Airbus. This is from a company called Fly By Wire. It's free. Yeah. It's a free download. So as long as you're not on the Xbox platform, you can download. I'd love to see this on the Xbox platform as well. It would be really good to get this over. But you could download it free. It's community driven and led. So obviously any support from the community is greatly received. And Jerry actually top right screen here Jerry has been helping them out from time to time, being a real Airbus A320 pilot, being able to help, notice any differences from this to the real thing, which helps the development. So, okay, I'll play on PC, so that would be good. I'll download tomorrow. Yeah, honestly, scoped Crossfire, you will not regret it. But you'll also realise that because it's more realistic to the real thing, it won't allow you to get away with some things like just randomly, putting the throttle up. It will start buzzing at you, a lot of alarms and stuff like that. So you do have to learn to set it up a little bit correctly, a little bit more correctly. But there are tutorials out there to help you along with that. And also, if you are a Patreon member, then you'll get the benefit of the likes of ourselves and especially Jerry, that's been going through the Airbus A320 fly-by-wire in a bit more detail on some of his independent streams, which is fantastic. So for those actually who are on TikTok and the other platforms, if you want to follow Jerry, who's top right, his handle is Fly Island. So same as Fly UK, but Island instead. So Fly Island, at Fly Island. So you can drop him a follow now. That'd be really much appreciated. And Cedric Launch, Patreon member there. Any payware aircraft. So
I can't wait for what's coming. I can't wait for what's coming. There's one in the pipeline now, might be a few more months, and it's going to be the Airbus 320. Oh, what's happened just there now?
Oh, did I knock it off? AP1.
Yeah, so you better
AP1 on.
AP1. Okay. Put AP1.
Yep.
So double check now everything that you've knocked the fact that you've knocked her off. Okay.
Yep.
Double check everything. So call out your Mac All Cruise nav.
Yep.
Autopilot 1. Flight Director 2. Auto thrust. Everything's all engaged. So that's perfect.
Okay, and what does the Mac in green mean actually? Because obviously I know is that just saying that speed is enabled, 0.78 is enabled by the auto throttle?
Yes, you're flying decimal 78. I know that if the temperature changes outside, it will adjust the speed. That you will always be flying decimal 78.
Yeah. And how long till you land? So we've got. I think we've got about an hour-ish left.
We just have to cross into the channel now. We're going into the north of France, and we'll be starting making our descent when we get towards the south of France.
The light pollution and the clouds and the way they reflect off the clouds is a lot more realistic now.
It is, yeah.
That is pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. So Matthew Allen, Patreon member, do you have any idea how much the new Airbus A320 version might cost? I don't, to be fair. Jerry, have you any ideas?
I've no idea.
FedEx?
No, sorry, I was actually just talking about that. The one that's coming from Phoenix. Now, from what I see and what I read, I've looked at some of the failed. This is nearly like a study level aircraft where you can get into failures of serious systems, stuff that I really want to see and see how well it assimilates. I think it was mentioned that it probably will be a subscription more so than So this, for a subscription, they're really throwing down the gauntlet that they're going to produce something absolutely excellent, because if you don't get a subscription right, it's going to collapse.
And I would happily pay a subscription if it was an exact copy of the real thing. I mean, what an amazing product.
From what I've seen regards of what they're working on and the failures, and just going into the background of some behind the scenes stuff that they're working on, it is incredible. I mean, I would put the question out there and ask, are they trying to target actual airlines and use it as some sort of, say, graphic sim or a fixed base sim for low cost, where you can learn procedures and follow that, and then take it into the real sim and do it? I'd say that is where the capability of this one's supposed to be going. So yeah, I'll sign up to it, no problem.
RIP to a subscription, Cedric Launch. So not happy with the subscription, said isn't, but it all depends on how much that subscription.
You would be for this, yeah.
If it's like, if it's £2 a month, I mean, that would be great. If it's £5 a month, I'd think it'd probably be more around that sort of 5 to 10, maybe. I don't know.
I heard about $9.99 a month.
Yeah, so that's cancel your Netflix, and there you go. You got an Airbus A320. Hopefully, no one from Netflix is on the stream.
There we go. We have Robert, who's just joined the stream there. He was the air traffic controllers for us in Dublin.
Wow.
Robert, thank you very much for your service. It was very good. We were struggling a little bit, just making sure. We hadn't done the stream in a while, and we brought in VATSIM tonight for the first time in actually in a long time, wasn't it, Dan?
Yeah, it's like you say, it's been a few weeks now because of the real life flights schedule that Jerry's had, and also I've been busy studying my airline transport license, the theory side. For those that are just joining, I'm Dan. I fly privately in real life. Jerry, top right hand side, flies for an airline, Airbus A320, which we're flying virtually tonight, and we're on the way to Barcelona from Dublin, and the controller from VATSIM is in as well. So the controller from who gave us a service in Dublin Tower is on the stream. So Robert, thank you ever so much for that. And Robert, if you've got any pals that want to jump and give us a service, this is the time to really help out. So what we after what airspace are we after, Jerry?
Robert, we just have to go into the north of France there, so probably Brest control. I say we're going to change over to Paris control if you were on, but we're up at flight level 390 sector, and we're heading down to Barcelona. So if you have any pals that'll be able to give us a service right through France, it'll be very much appreciated.
Yeah. That'd be fantastic. And Cedric, I agree. Sometimes it's nice to pay once and it's done. I'm more on that front, to be honest, than the subscription model. But maybe they might, like a lot of places, they might actually give you an option to pay maybe a yearly fee or sort of a lifetime subscription, or up to 5 years, or something like that, where it's actually comparable to buying the thing outright anyway, if you don't like the monthly thing. But I suppose that the subscription model, it then creates a better entry point to people that haven't got the money to spend £120 or £150 on the Airbus A320, I guess, as a product itself. I'm only guessing what that particular
I agree with Cedric regards to subscription. I'm not really a fan with subscription. However, since the Airbus, and this I'm talking about real life, okay? Since the Airbus was designed and it came out online over 30, 40 years ago, they're still updating stuff on a day-to-day basis. So these guys who are actually programming the sim are going to be working on this on a continuous basis. And when you have a subscription, say $10 a month or something to that nature, they're up against a tough crowd here when it comes to simulation and aviation, because there's a lot expected from them, and they're rolling it out onto the market. So I think it's going to get great value for approximately $10 a month. But anything more than that now, I think they're gone a bit too far,
Yeah. And Scoped Crossfire said, when I enable autopilot 1, my plane still drifts off track. Why is this? I mean, that might be a Microsoft problem with the standard plane. I don't know, because obviously this is a different model, and obviously if you download that Scoped Crossfire tomorrow, download the fly-by-wire and see if it still happens. That'll be the indication. But
the other question I'd throw in there, when you have the autopilot 1 engaged, are you in navigation mode or are you in heading mode? Because if it's in heading mode or track FPA, you will space. If it's on heading, you will drift. If it's on track FPA, you will maintain the initial track that you've set it at. But if it's in navigation mode, it will follow the flight management computer.
Okay, there we go. And Matty over on the other channel says normally a controller stick drift that makes it drift. So a controller can stick as well, apparently as well, that can make it drift. But interesting. And it's a payware aircraft, apparently. Scoped Crossfire said. So yeah, I mean, download the fly-by-wire, see what you think of it. It's a real. I mean, it's certainly the notch above any payware aircraft that I've seen on the market at the moment. Until Phoenix comes out, and then that will I think that'll be the one really. How do I change between navigation or the others? Scoped crossfire.
Well, why don't we do a demo on it? Let's do a demo on it while we're in the cruise. Okay, so Dan, what I want you to do is select heading.
Yep.
And make sure you're zoomed in so everybody can see the controls, what's going on.
Yeah.
And the most important thing, before you actually select it, sorry, if you haven't done it already, just look at the modes on the FMA. Okay, it doesn't matter if you have it selected. It doesn't matter. Look at the modes.
I haven't selected it yet, so I've got sort of nav at the moment.
So go to your PFD now and read across the top what it says there.
Okay.
Mac, Alt Cruise,
and nav.
So nav is the one we're going to look at here. Nav means that it's taking the point sequential out of the box, and it'll fly from one to the next to the next. And you can see the points there on the PFD. It says LBL is next, and then we're going to Startup, and then we're going to Benar, and then Vanmo. Okay, so it's taking those points in sequence that's in the box. Now, if you go and select your heading.
Okay, so we're going to select the heading. I will change that to just 170 and select.
Okay, I want you to do something. I want you to do 180.
180.
And select heading.
Okay, select heading.
Now go back to your PFD. Now see the way the aircraft is turning. It's going to go to that heading, and no matter which crosswind we'd have or wherever, it's going to just stay on that heading, and it'll get pushed left or right, but it'll maintain the heading. Okay, so you can see we're going away from the track. So what's the mode it's in now?
So it's in head-in mode, HDG head-in mode.
Okay, so as you can see, it's turned onto a heading of 180, and it's just going to fly south. But that's now starting to go away from our plan, isn't it? Air traffic control might say to you momentarily, turn right head 10 degrees, or pick up a heading of 180, pick up a heading of 190, and that might be just that they're threading you through busy traffic, okay? And then they'll tell you after that, okay, back to navigation mode. So how they will tell you is, go direct to, say, Benar. There's a point that's 2 points down, right?
Yep.
Benar. So to go back into navigation mode, all you do in the box is go direct, select the point, and hit execute. So go ahead there.
Okay, so direct. We're going direct to LGL, or we're going to go past the points.
No, we're too close to LGL. Go to Benar. Okay. Just for the sake of it, go to Benar. It's only 2 points down the...
Okay, direct
there
to
we
Benar.
go. So Benar, yeah, press Benar.
And we can see nav is now activated.
Yes, exactly. So that's how you switch it from. That's the common ways of switching it.
And Jerry, when it's sort of highlighted, sort of or ringed with a white block, obviously whenever there's a change on that screen, you're supposed to call them out. Would you just say?
That's correct.
Would you just say nav?
Yes,
or
that's all. You just call what it says there. Yeah.
Nav. Okay.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't say nav.
So you
white
call
box.
the mode.
Nav white box.
No. Just nav. All that box is just bringing your attention to this has changed.
Okay.
So you just call what you see then, you know.
Okay, and then you
so,
basically, as the other pilot would then say, check or checks. Yeah. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's confirmed.
So
okay.
Do you play with the flight stick, Dan? You have the Thrustmaster, yeah.
Yeah, Thrustmaster Airbus A320 Captain Edition gives you the throttle quadrant as well, like the one in the simulator, and also has the flaps and the speed brakes, which is really useful for the flights, especially if you're doing streaming. It just takes a lot of the stress off selecting them within the sim. So it's really good bit of kit. And I'm just wondering, Jerry, whether we've got time now. Now we've in a cruise, ATC is quieting down. I'm just wondering whether you've got time to set up your radios for the Patreon members. And,
I just tried that and I nearly lost full stream.
Oh, really?
I tried it about 20 minutes ago,
okay.
And I started losing the incoming video and everything else. So the screen froze for a minute. And I said, no, not going any further.
Yeah, I can hear and you'll see when we play back on the stream. you know, at your own leisure. You'll see that throughout tonight there's been a little bit of the that almost dialect, you know, sort of the you know the bandwidth thing, but yeah, we won't push our luck. So Alex has said evening. So Alex Alexander Wright has said evening. How you doing? And Scopes Crossfire said thank you so much for that. So that was the explanation with the head in and nav.
You're very welcome.
Yeah. And I've been pretty quiet, lol, but I'm gonna go and so I've been pretty quiet, lol, but I'm gonna go here and have oh, he's gonna go. Robert's gonna go. And yeah, so thanks ever so much.
He's
Robert.
gonna jump in the cockpit.
Yeah, so look, Robert, if you know any friends in the VAT sim that you want to just give them a heads up, if they'd love to give us a service over in France, then that'd be fantastic. Is there any news on the PMDG 737? I've heard that it's going to be due in the summer, but you know, it was supposed to be due Christmas time as well, so I really don't know. I wouldn't pin our hopes on it, and it will be ready when it's ready, because PMDG are known for the quality study level, and at the end of the day, they cannot rush that. If they launch that product before it's ready, they're going to have so much grief.
Oh, they will.
From that, so that's probably why it's going to be delayed until it's right. So Lachlan, thank you ever so much for joining the stream. I've got to head off now, bye, he said. So no, Lachlan, thank you for being a Patreon member, thank you for joining the stream, I really do appreciate it, and bye for now. Thanks for joining.
Dan, so listen, can you do a quick system check through everything, and while you're doing that, I'm going to nip out to the bathroom. Yes. So you have control and you have the radios.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Jerry. I'll
back in a moment.
Okay. I'll take your cam offline. So there we go. Your cam's offline, Jerry.
Thank you.
Okay. So there we go. I'm alone in the. I think I'm alone now, as they say. That's the end of that one. But yeah, you're supposed to have you know, a flight attendant come in the cockpit. Obviously Jerry's gone, look, there's nobody there on the seat, but you're supposed to have a flight attendant join me in the cockpit now as procedure. So yeah, he's trusted me quite a lot with the cockpit. Let's turn the lights off. So anybody got any questions regarding the ATPLs? Or anything that's you know, becoming a pilot, learning to become a pilot, anything like that, then do shout out. Captain, I haven't gotten my drinks. Oh my word, said what's going on? It's crazy. I'm just wondering whether this is a good time to speak to the Patreon members over on our radio, special radio. So I might go and tune in now and see if we can get some older Patreon members. Let's go and just. Let's go and just pause that there. Let's go and get the Patreon members live on this. See if we can do this. Okay. Hello Patreon members, just wondering, so we're live from the flight deck, live on TikTok and the other channels. Is anybody there to say hello to the rest of the people streaming? And let's call out for all the Patreon members on the radios. This is where we make anybody jump if they're...
Hello!
Oh dear. Okay, so that was actually Jerry. I think he's popped to the loo, and he's also. I mean, you might be able to sort of hear the toilet go. I don't know, but hello, Jerry. So let's go and have a. Let's go and try and. There we go. That's crazy. Hello, Jerry. How you doing? From the toilet. We just heard the toilet flush in the aircraft, which was quite funny.
Yep, that's me. I'm just having a chat with the cabin crew here, and I will go and make myself a cup of tea.
Slacking as always. Do you know what? I really could do with a cup of tea my end. I mean, if you could bring one in when you're back, with that. That'd be great. Hey Joanne, and yeah.
But I tell you what, she wants to have a chat with you out here about something operational. I don't know what it was. So maybe when I come in, you can come out here and go and get it. I'll leave it here on the desk for you. Okay.
Okay. Okay, that sounds interesting. I will go out and yeah, I'll speak to the cabin crew and just see what's going on there. But I'll wait until you're back and we'll swap over on the cameras and I'll be in the cabin.
Yeah, that's great. Mara, put 2 sugars.
Jerry is a legend. So yeah, something is in trouble. I mean, this is not good, is it? I mean, it's Failure Friday didn't happen, and this has been moved to a Wednesday. I mean, hi Frank Butcher, welcome to the stream. Matthew said not able to do in-flight comms today. Oh, that's a shame, Matthew. Well, hopefully again, we'll be doing this again at some point. We got Christian that's over on the comms. And hopefully he'll be able to hear us. He might be able to join us, I don't know, but it's one of the benefits of the Patreon members. Do you use a joystick? Yes, Matt. So Matthew, we use a Thrustmaster joystick, and it's the Captain's Edition, so it's the Airbus A320 joystick. Absolutely fantastic bit of kit. I might be able to show you a little bit. There we go. So that's the joystick side of things. There we go. Just like the Airbus in a roundabout way. So that is the joystick side. Frank Butcher said, "Love these streams, guys." Yeah, I absolutely love it as well. And it's been a while since myself and Jerry have done a joint stream. He's left me alone in the flight deck, and to obviously man the flight deck myself. Let's go and have a look, see what sort of fuel burn we should be having.
Okay, I'm coming in.
Okay, Jerry, I'll wait till you come in, and yeah, we'll swap over and I'll have a look and speak to the cabin. Okay. Okay, let's just get let's get your cam back now. 2 seconds. There we go. So, oh look at that cup of tea straight from the flight deck, from the cabin. Sorry, from the cabin.
Yeah, she left 2 sugars in your one there. So
oh really? So okay,
it's a very free.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll head back into the cabin, Jerry. I'll leave it on this view. Is it night time over on your view, Jerry?
No, it's still daytime.
I think you're flying in there. You're flying in like Greenland, aren't you? Or yeah.
Before you go anywhere, can you go direct to EVPOC?
Okay. Direct to EVPOC.
EVPOC.
Okay. Okay, EVPOC. Yeah.
Okay, I'll just do it on my side as well here. That'll be perfect.
Frank has said, see what you have missed. He said, Frank has said, love these streams, guys, and said, Captain Jerry, what a guy. And Jerry, you shouldn't drink and fly, matey. So
I know you might spill it.
Okay, so I'm going to sort of set the view up on a static thing. I'm going to go back into the cabin and. And yeah, I will try and speak with the cabin crew. And Alex has got a second interview. Nervous. Look, you'll be absolutely fine. You'll be absolutely fine. I know you'll smash it. Like, you know, if it doesn't happen though, Alex, it was, you know, I'm a great believer it just wasn't meant to be. It happened for a reason. So if it doesn't happen, don't be disheartened. There'll be another one along the road. But, you know, go in there with confidence that you've got, and just smash it. You'll be absolutely fine.
Absolutely.
So Orlando has said, congratulations, Alex. You'll be great. So there we go. You got the support from everybody.
You do indeed.
And like I say, I really am a great believer of if it doesn't happen, then it wasn't meant to be. I really, and that's happened on many times throughout my life, and something better comes along. It's just like
It does,
fate.
it
It's
does.
crazy. It's crazy.
Absolutely. Alex, give me a little DM later on. We might have a little more chat about that if you wish.
He's trying to poach you to another airline before you make your decision. I reckon.
All airlines are starting to take on big time down the air, which is great. It is brilliant. It is fantastic.
So Frank Butcher has said, congratulations, Alex, from me. So that's Frank Butcher over on the other channel there. Thanks for everybody joining the stream, by the way. I'm going to head back into the cabin. And I'm going to speak to the cabin crew. So for those that are just joining the stream, so Jerry in the top right, he's a real Airbus A320 pilot. I'm a real life private pilot, training to be an airline pilot currently. And welcome to the stream. It's Fly UK. I'm just going to head back into the cabin. Jerry, have you got your tea still? So show everybody you got tea. You got from the cabin over there. And you were speaking.
I got the tea.
Yeah.
I bring my own mug with me.
And I'm just wondering, Jerry. So I'm gonna go back into the cabin, and I'm gonna speak and see what's happening there. And you might be able to hear the cabin crew. I think it's I don't know what the cabin crew name is. Who's the cabin crew?
It was Mora made the tea.
Mora. Okay.
Yeah.
So Mora in the cabin. I'm going to see if she can be heard, on comms as well. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to go off air and go back into the cabin and see what the crack is. Yeah. And bye for now.
See what the crack is. We're converting you into the Irishness. I tell you, it's great.
Dear.
I love it. So what the ETA, I'd say we've about another, let me just say, we have a little bit of an issue tonight when it comes to the clocks. They're not quite synced. However, what I can tell you is we'll be starting to make our descent in approximately another, let me just work this out for you, and 23, and approximately another 25 minutes we'll be starting to make our descent. So I think tonight they're landing on the Eastleys in Barcelona, so we'll get a little bit more information as we get closer. So, Cedric, Jerry, what tea did you get? English breakfast or Earl Grey? There's only one tea, Barry's tea. That's the only one that I drink. It's an acquired taste, but when you get into it, it's nothing else will do. So, Orlando Dre says, what is the ice protection system? What if the ice protection system fails at cruise while flying across the Atlantic Ocean? Landing. If the ice protection system... I'm assuming you're asking if the ice protection system fails, what do we do? Well, basically, depending on what has failed within the ice protection system, we'll have to then go into what we call the QRH. If it's not the QRH, we go into the FCOM manual. And in there, Airbus have laid out set procedures as to what to do, what to switch, and exactly what your line of options are. So then, obviously, the crew will sit and assess the situation and then come up with a course of action. So that's it. Generally in the cruise, once the temperature is minus 40 degrees outside, no ice protection is actually required. So when the temperature is between plus 10 and minus 40 and you're in visible moisture, that's when you would actually use the ice protection systems where you have the biggest danger of accumulating ice on the airframe. So let's have a quick look. Dan has left everything all here in good order. I know you can't see the screen, my particular side, but I'm just checking the systems down below. Once you flick through them and everything's all indicating it's in the green, that's a great sign. And they are. That's good. So, Cedric, why not below minus 40? That's the temperature that Airbus have basically placed in there, saying that there's no ice will accumulate on the airframe. So, Kim, yeah, we are all still alive and kicking. It's unusual, isn't it? Because normally on the Failure Fridays, we'd have something going wrong, which technically things have gone wrong this evening. The sims are not quite lining up where Dan is on nighttime. I'm just about to go into nighttime, so the times are slightly out there. However, we're struggling on. Craig, he's in the house. Craig, good evening. How are you doing? Craig, we've departed Dublin this evening and we're heading on down to Barcelona. We're approximately halfway through the flight, a little over halfway through the flight now. We'll be starting to make our descent in approximately 20 to 25 minutes from now. So everything's all ticking along nicely. And Kim wants to know, where did Dan go? Kim, I went out for a cup of tea. Dan got jealous and he had to go back and have his one as well. So he's probably back there talking tomorrow and catching up on the latest gossip, what's going out there, you know. So where else have we got? Saying, do you have to keep 2 pilots in the cockpit at all times? Very good question, Tinkeroo. No, you don't. But you have to have 2 people in the cockpit at all times. So once one person leaves, generally a member of the cabin crew will come in and keep the other pilot occupied, regardless of chatting and so forth. But their main purpose is to be able to open that door should the other pilot request, or give a bit of assistance. Because obviously one pilot in the cockpit, his sole job is just to keep the aircraft flying in and not to be disturbed from that perspective, you know. Dan, the Gossip Queen. Alex, you're absolutely right. You're going back there to find out exactly what's going on, all the bars, what's going on in the airline at this moment in time, you know. So Franco on the other channel basically said, the Boeing that went down in China recently, was it an old aircraft? I don't trust Boeing now. Airbus only for me. Well, the thing about it is, Frank, I've seen, we obviously can't speculate on things. We should always really wait for the correct reports to come out. However, I have seen an initial finding, and I am led to believe the aircraft was perfect. So we'll find out more as time goes on, as that story unfolds, you know. So there could be an unruly passenger back there, Cedric. You're absolutely right. Fortunately enough, I think that unruly passengers, you don't get them too often now. Probably, I've experienced a few of them over the past. Now, in general, you get the crew to talk to them. They're really, really well trained and be able to deal with people like that. And the first line of defense is basically just chatting to them, and that is normally fairly successful. Unfortunately, the odd one or two doesn't quite calm down, and you can go a few steps further, have them seen by the police when you land and that kind of thing. So I don't see it too often nowadays. Maybe it's me just being lucky. So Kim says, it's not me, I promise I'm a good passenger. Kim, you have caused us more trouble on this channel than anybody else, giving us airports to land in that we've never even heard of, runways that we could never fit an Airbus onto, but we don't turn down challenge. We do it for you. So what's the longest flight you've been on? Well, I've been on, as a passenger, I've been on flights for 13 hours. So regards of me flying flights 7 hours, 8 hours, so, and can go a little bit further, but on our network, they're generally the longest ones that we would do on the Airbus 321 LR. So yeah, everything's looking pretty good here at the moment. I see Dan's left it, and he didn't mess up the aircraft when I was away. Now, what you can't see at the moment, but it is out there, there's a great when Microsoft have done an update this week, they've dealt with a lot of issues regards of graphics on clouds and all the finer details that simmers would like to see improved. And I have to say, it is an absolute fantastic update. It'll take you probably around 10-15 minutes next time you fire up Microsoft Flight Simulator on the PC, and just make sure you go in, you update that. If you're also using the Airbus 320 from fly-by-wire, make sure you go in and update that as well, because I tried it the other day where I updated the sim, didn't update the fly-by-wire, and it ended up that there was problems with the computer of putting in flight plans and that kind of stuff. So yeah, just make sure you update both of them. It is really well worth it. I've looked at some reviews today, and everybody has basically given it a 5 out of 5 from the detail of the weather, especially the weather and the clouds and the formations of them. There's also one of the things that they've improved, if you're using a good end graphics card, even a low end graphics card, you're getting an improvement on the frame rate as well. So definitely want to give them a thumbs up on the improvements this week. So Orlan basically, can you play music on the flight deck in real flight? No, it's not something that you would do. You're a lot more busier than being able to listen to music. Yeah, it's not something that you would be taken too kindly by either pilot, like, you know. So can you do a few challenges and make Dan find them? No, yeah, do you know what, Cedric? No, normally I would. However, tonight we actually have problems with the connection going through. So this is not a Microsoft Flight thing. This is myself and Dan's setup. And every time they do an update, we have to go and sort of relook at some things, make sure that they connect correctly. And it hasn't quite connected correctly tonight. I'm in a slightly different time zone regards the visuals. I'm slightly at a different speed to Dan, and there's a couple of little things out. So I really don't want to be pushing the boat out on that one. So we can give him a challenge at the far end. We can actually make him go ahead and probably make him do a visual landing or something like that, or a visual approach. That'll certainly keep him challenged. That's for sure. So so Naz on the other channel basically says when you're flying to the US, you still get air marshals on flights. No, that's something that a lot of European carriers don't. They don't have on flights. I'm not sure whether that still even exists on the USA flights. It's something that I'm not aware of. Do I know when the full report for the China accident will? No, they're things that are not rushed. They're ones that they'll take their time coming out, and they'll only come out when they have all the details, I would imagine, in hand, you know. So Craig basically said, Jerry, sorry to spam. I flew to Manchester, love from Dublin. I'm from England, living in Cavan. Flying to runway 23 right at Manchester. Will ATC actually fly you over Manchester or vector you around towards the Pennines? Excellent question, Craig. That's not spamming. That's an excellent question, because there is a procedure where you actually fly direct. You can fly directly over the airport, over the VO work, by approximately 10 miles with a 180-degree turn back in. And that was what would be called a procedural approach. Now, it takes a little bit more time, probably an extra 5-10 minutes onto the flight to do. But you're absolutely right. They do vector you all the way around, and they'll actually pull it in as tight as they can, and you know, less time in the air, more fuel saved, all that kind of stuff. So vectoring is the preferred option over there. I actually haven't heard anybody doing a procedural approach there in a long time. You would actually have to ask them can you do a procedural approach, and they would have to give them heads up, because there's the cockpit door opening up. Here's Dan coming back in.
Jerry,
what's he doing?
We've got some problems in the sorry about the delay. We've got some problems in the cabin. We've got a passenger having what seems to be a panic attack or something. I don't know what's causing the panic attack. The senior cabin crew member is with the passenger now, calming him down. He doesn't seem to be entirely with it. I don't know whether it's alcohol induced or what, but I'm going to have to quickly go back into the cabin, monitor the situation, and if you can just hold the radios for a little longer, and we'll make a decision whether we're going to be carrying on to Barcelona or we might need to divert. We can make
okay, well, just get the cabin crew onto it, and they might be able to sort of calm down. They're well trained on that. Just out of curiosity, on your screen, is it turning left and right, or is it going straight?
It's going straight for me.
Okay, well, it's not. It's wobbling left and right. 30 degrees left and right.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, and I'll still maintain control. Yeah.
Okay. I'll be back again, but this is not good at the moment. So hopefully they can get it.
Okay, fair. All right. Well, listen, I'll have a look. I'll have a look here. What's available to us for landing? We need to go in.
I'll find out whether the situation's calmed down. I'll be back. Hopefully in the next sort of 5-10 minutes. I'll give you an update.
Okay.
Bye for now.
Okay. All right. Touch it a bit. So my mic audio is like, unfortunately, Cedric, it's one of those problems we're having here tonight. We've got to sort out that mic stuff as well. So if you could just please bear with us, we will definitely get this up and running. We actually try and solve some of our situational problems, I reckon, 10 to 15 minutes before we came on live, so apologies about that. If you just bear with me for the moment, what I'm actually doing is looking down into the flight management computer, and I just see ahead as well that Lyon is approximately 70 miles away from us, and that would be a very good alternate. So I'm just going to get the weather for Lyon, and see is basically is suitable for us to go in there. So LFLL, and I'm going to get I'll put that in there and send that. So I've got the weather coming to me for Lyon at the moment. That will be probably definitely a place we'd want to go into, you know. So let's have a look. So what do we got? So Frank Butcher, Jerry, which is the most turbulent or problematic flight you've ever experienced? Turbulent one, yeah. Let's talk about that. They're easy ones. Some of the problematic ones you really don't want to be going into those. One of the ones going into Latvia one night, there was nothing forecast as regards of weather, and all of a sudden we got into very heavy turbulence, and it was so heavy that the autopilot didn't even want to work. So it was an interesting one, I'll tell you that. But we landed the aircraft, and yes, obviously had a little check about, and that was it. And apparently these things happen all the time as well. Not too often, thank God. It just came off again. When are we doing Tasmania? Here we go. Trying to throw the curveball at me and Dan. I tell you what, we will plan a flight from Tasmania or to Tasmania for you.
And Jerry, I'm back in the flight deck. So actually, I'm really pleased to say that the passenger has calmed down. The cabin crew has got him under control now, so we can proceed with the flight.
Oh, that's okay.
And thankfully, but
that's good.
yeah, said something about the rocking backwards and forwards on the aircraft, which was sending him a bit giddy. So.
Well, do you know what? I've explained to everybody the way we're slightly in different time zones at the moment. You're at nighttime, and I'm slightly coming into nighttime. But for the fun, if you want to switch on the Jerry cam and have a look what my plane is doing on my side.
Okay, let's go over to the Jerry cam. Oh my word!
And this is.
Oh my word!
So I'm holding on for dear life. Here I am, you know.
Oh dear. I mean, what's
let's go to the outside. Let's go to the outside view. Look at this. Look at this.
It reminds me. It reminds me of the Cherokee autopilot when it sort of gets in a bit of an oscillation when it's trying to keep the wings level. You know.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Oh my word. Look at that. Crazy.
I must be getting sick. You're right there, Cedric. I'm definitely getting sick now with this. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go direct to Gulf Alpha India on my side. Okay, yeah. On my side. And I actually can't press the button because the screen is wet. This is funny. If you actually.
Frank has said the Jerry cam is more like being on a boat during a storm.
It is. It is. Are you still on the Jerry cam there, right?
Yeah, I'm still on the Jerry cam.
Okay, right. Okay, I'm going to watch this now.
There's a bit
I'm going to try and press these buttons. I'm just going to try and press these buttons here, right? So there we go. Flight plan direct. I might get this sorted by going direct to Gulf Alpha India. Let's just see insert, and there we go. Let's see what happens here now.
Frank has said, remind me never to fly with Jerry again.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Rock the boat, don't rock the boat, baby. Rock the boat,
rock the boat. Yeah. Something like that. Jenna said, I can see why the guys were worried. The guy was worried.
Oh, yeah. I'd be worried as well if I was him.
Oh, my word. Look at that.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Like, I don't know. Again, it's one of those issues that's after coming up to. Now, do you know what? Here's what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to disconnect the autopilot and fly it. Give me control for a second, then. I have control. There we go.
Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. You're actually no longer connected to me. That's why.
Is it? Okay. Right.
So
Autopilot 1's back in, is it? No, it's okay. I've got it there. I've got it. There,
okay.
Hey!
Hey, sorted. And actually, Jerry, do you want to just manually push your time on so it matches my time zone a little bit?
It is after matching up.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now it's frozen for the moment. I'm wondering, is it just loading the information across? Okay.
Oh well, we're actually fixed. We're fixed.
Are we fixed?
Oh my word. Okay.
Okay. Do me a small favor, Dan. What Mac number have you got selected there?
Okay, so Mac number selected 078.
Okay, I'm gonna move it. Does it move?
Nope.
Okay, so I'm going to disconnect and reconnect again, okay?
Okay, yeah.
And there it goes. It's wagging again.
It's wagging again.
Yeah. There we go.
Guys, mind we don't hit the iceberg before we dock, Frank has said. With the rocket. Oh, dear.
Now, unfortunately, you could be on your own here, Dan.
Oh, no. We don't want that.
I tell you what. Disconnect and restart that server, please. Yeah, restart the server, and you can go quiet on the mic and give me the passcode. It's weird.
So there we go. So we'll get Jerry connected. He thinks.
That was funny.
Oh dear. So,
okay, you have to give that to me again. You'll have to give that to me again.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, we're connected. Are we doing interception, rocking those wings signaling? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, follow me type thing, you know. What we got? Good, thanks you. Good. Good to hear. No, yeah. Hello, can you hear me?
Do you have control or do I have control?
I have control at the moment. Wow, what's happening?
I'm just going to take it for a moment.
Yeah.
And it's wagging and give back control. Okay. There we go. So.
Is that better?
Yeah. No, I don't.
Yeah. No.
I'm not sure what's happening here.
Oh, dear.
It doesn't matter. We just keep going anyway. We're all right for now.
Okay.
Oh, hold on a minute. Select 0.76 on the speed, please.
Okay, hold on.
Tell me when you have it selected.
7.6.
Okay, it's still at 7.8 on my side. Just
sorry.
leave it at 7.6.
Do I have to action it? You mean, or what?
No. You just have to go up to 7.6 or 7.9.
Okay,
just make it different from 7.8.
I'll do 7.8 again.
No, I need you something different. 7.9. Go 7.9.
7.9.
Yeah. Okay, it's not working on this side, but the plane's moving along, so we'll take that for now.
Oh my word.
Anyway, getting back to don't worry about that for now. Getting back to everything.
Thank you, Jenna, for the rose. I do appreciate it. There we go. It's all happening.
I'm wondering if I go out and come back in, will it work?
Oh my word, that's brave. We got nothing to lose. You got nothing to lose, have you?
I have nothing to lose because I'm not. It's not.
Just press restart. See if that does.
Exactly. So let's try that there. So there we go.
It's all happening tonight. Failure Wednesdays. So how long have we got actually? Let's have a look at the flight plan and just see how long we've got here.
We'll be descending very shortly.
Yeah, so we've got we've got about 20 minutes to run, haven't we? Really.
Yeah.
25 minutes. Not long at all before we. I mean, this is the longest flight that we've done on the stream, isn't it, Jerry?
Or now. And do you know what? Do you know what, Dan? We might just something I'm going to throw out there. We might consider it, right?
Yeah.
I today acquired the Concorde.
Ooh.
And I'm starting to study it to see about the procedures to start up and so on.
Yeah.
Might do, I might, like, you know, maybe for the patrons, we might consider over the next week or two a transatlantic Concorde flight for them.
Oh wow, that would be so cool. That would be cool for the Patreon members. And like you say, I mean, they enjoyed the stream last night to have a bit more detail, and something like the Concorde, that is something else. I mean, what's your thoughts on the Concorde so far? Have you really enjoyed looking around?
Well, I only had about a half an hour with today, but what I did is I took off from Ireland and I went west towards the US, right? And I was flying at Mach 2, and it was actually getting dark again. I was going back in time, so they really have it.
Oh, wow.
That part of it regards to the time and the realism. And when I was on the outside of the aircraft, I switched to the outside, and it was dead silent until I positioned behind the aircraft, and you hear the sonic boom.
Wow.
It was very impressive now to start with, in fairness.
Frank,
yeah, we might
Frank
get into
Butcher
something like that.
said, well, Concorde flight would be very cool, yeah, and you know, as Jerry kindly has offered, it's going to be for the Patreons first. You know, that's yeah. Where did you start the flight? Matthew has said we started at Dublin Airport, and our destination is Barcelona. And Elizabeth, today it went really well. That's fantastic. And Kim, can we find a really difficult and dangerous airport, and we can get Dan to land in? Oh, cheers, Kim! Thanks for that. I mean, what's that all about? You know?
I love it.
Well,
yes, it's okay. I'm coming in.
Oh my word. I didn't think this is supposed to happen. Dan and Jerry, what is the top speed does Concorde travel? It's Mach 2, isn't it?
Mach 2, I believe.
Mach 2. We've just effectively become a glider, Jerry, and
oh, have we?
Yeah, and not much else happening.
Oh, I know. I know. Okay, let's see. Oh.
Oh my word. Are you back in yet?
I am. I'm back in. It's trying to connect to the server. It is, you know. Oh, there we go. I'm in. It's dark. It's where else is happening? Where else is happening
not a fat lot.
I better switch on up. Okay, right. Have you got power? Have you?
Matthew Allen said. Matthew Allen said, had to duck away. You had a fault. Yeah, just a bit. I don't know what's gone on here. I think the passengers had a panic attack and pulled the plug somewhere. I don't know, but this is Jerry. This is direct law, I think.
Let me see the stream. I couldn't even watch the stream there. Hold on a minute.
Hold on,
it's all kicking off now. It's coming back. It's coming back. We've lost power. Let me try and get the power back on again. Here we go. Switch that on. I'm gonna get the APU up and running anyway, so at least we have something.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, it's interesting. What's the nearest airport here?
It's going to be interesting. No, what we try and do is an engine relay.
Okay, engine relay.
I've
only got one.
Providing
it's only the primary displays that are actually, the first officer displays are not on or anything. So.
That's right. That's because we are in emergency electrical configuration here. Right. Let's get on the light here. One moment. Now, can you see?
I can see now. So you are with me, Jerry.
I am with you. Okay. let's see, can we get something running here? Okay, so okay, what I want you to do now is, there we go. That's the electrical power coming off the APU.
Yeah.
So what I need you to do now then is basically set the thrust levers both to idle.
Yeah.
Okay, put the ignition on. Yeah,
Ignition
that's
on.
okay. Click the master. Okay, ignition on and engine number 1.
Engine number
on.
1 on.
So let me see. Bleed. That's not working. Okay, that's not working. I don't have the QRH in front of me. Okay. We have an engine failure. Okay. So get the speed, push the nose down to get at least 270 knots. 270 knots. I want you to get 270 knots. We're going to go for a windmill relay here, okay?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, don't go too much down, not too much down. Just leave it about 10 degrees,
Okay.
7 degrees or something like that. Yeah, not too much down. You don't want to be totally going down. And let's try and just, now get ready. Put the ignition on to ignition start, okay?
Yeah.
Switch engine number 1 off
Yeah.
and back on again. No. Okay.
Okay.
Now, was that number 2 or 1 you did?
That was 1, that was. Back on and off.
Okay.
I can turn, do you want to turn the... Okay, we're 300 knots now.
Okay, no, 270 knots. Get it to 270 knots. I'm going to do an APU in bleed start in the air.
Okay.
Okay, so ignition is on. Engine number 1 on. No, you're climbing. You're climbing. No, get it. Keep it 250 knots. Okay. Fuel flow.
Yeah, I'll try and do a music
Okay.
live soon. We're very busy with the ACPLs. So,
Have an altitude. Okay. Now, slowly bring the thrust levers up to about 50% and 1.
Yeah.
And just leave it to about 50%. Wait for the engine to catch up with it. Okay. Exhaust gas temperature is up. Put the lever now into climb detent.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to select speed. So auto thrust is in. Autopilot, let's just select speed is there. Auto thrust 290 is selected. Okay. And let's go for
Matty
just climb, open climb now. Let's see, does this work now? All right.
Okay, first climb, open climb. Matty said your flight map on VATSIM looks very interesting now.
Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say so. Okay, so back to, I'm going to go to 35,000 feet. I'm going to clear the ECAM. There we go. Nav on standby. We're going to put that back on TARA.
Okay, I'll come
and power on auto.
Pressure is exceeded.
Don't worry. Yeah, that'll all come in. That'll all be all right in a moment.
Okay.
So you pull, set 35,000 feet and pull thrust climb, open climb.
Yeah, 35. Well, it's done thrust climb, open climb already, Jerry. 35,000.
Thrust climb, open climb. Okay. What's your thrust levers? Sorry, what's the N1?
N1
value?
is 85, 86, 87.
Excellent.
Yeah, and can we?
That's it.
Do you want to put the crank back to? Sorry,
back to yeah, back to normal there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we've also got the rat out. See on the memos there.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's bring the speed down to 250 knots. Jeez, we had a double engine failure there.
Speed down to 250 knots.
250 knots. Okay, and the box is at the losing all information. You just keep that heading going there, right? I'll just get a LEBL. So basically, we will be in a Mayday now, right?
Yeah.
And okay, let me see. Can I get you something in the flight plan here? Arrival.
Yeah, 'cause
25, right?
And if this happened in real life, would all of our coordinates and everything be wiped out just like this in real life? If that all went down?
Yeah. That depends. That depends. There's a few other things that you'd have to that would come into consideration there as well. You know.
Yeah.
So radio navigates. Let's put those in there. Progress and performance. Okay. That's not going to work out. Barrow, I'm just going to stick in about 250 there in the barrow because that's sea level. And 1025 roughly.
James
wow, I can't believe we recovered
James
this.
has said, what caused the flame out, James Rowland? We're not too sure. It was more than the flame out, it was the power and everything, wasn't it? It's just... I'll
get the questions in a minute as soon as I recover this.
It's crazy.
And let me just make sure I'm giving you something here that you can work with. So let me just put your range onto that. LEBL, okay. So I'm going to give you direct to the center fix of LEBL and insert directly. So you should have thrust climb, open climb, nav.
Open climb, nav, yeah.
Okay, and now you want you to... Perfect. Select flight level 170 and pull again.
Okay.
And I'm going to start going down.
Flight level 170.
Okay. And make sure we pull it and get thrust idle up descent.
Thrust idle descent. Open descent.
Excellent. Excellent. So now it's going to start descending for with exactly what we need. Now clear the cabin pressure, excess cabin altitude off the ECAM.
Yeah. Okay. So the rat is still out on my side. Is that right on your side?
Yeah. The rat is still out there. So did you clear that cabin pressure excess?
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, that's all right. We won't worry about that at the moment. Now we won't. Technically, in real life, you'd be on the masks and you'd be doing the emergency descent. Okay, but we're all right for the moment.
Okay.
So we're going to max speed. I'm going to select the speed back up again to 240 knots. Okay. Auto thrust is in, 240 knots is gauge. Thrust idle up descent, nav. We're going direct to the center fix at runway 25, right?
Yeah.
And I need a beer when we get on the ground.
So that's as bad as it gets, really, isn't it? That I mean, if that happened in real life, that'd be pretty. And just let's rewind a little bit there. So obviously the engines, everything all went out. You know, power, everything.
Yes.
Now we had the pressurization problem. Now, would that have triggered the masks and everything to come down at that point as well?
Okay, well, the cabin altitude, we were talking about this last night with Matt on the stream, okay? The cabin altitude did not exceed 14,300 feet, which would have triggered the masks out there. 9,950 feet, the Airbus will give you an ECAM warning based to say the crew in the flight deck put on their masks, and that's effectively what was telling us there. The cabin pressurization was going up, get your mask on, that kind of thing. So I noticed, and I kept an eye on the cabin altitude, it never exceeded more than 10,500 feet. Effectively, we're fine. So that's why even in real life situation there, you would have had the mask on just for a minute or two, and it would have been back off again, just as procedure. That's all, you know.
And I'm squawking 7700, Jerry.
Oh yeah, squawking. Did that come up on the maps on VATSIM?
I think it. Well, actually, if anybody's watching the map, Matty, if you're watching the map on VATSIM, then let us know if you can see that coming up as 7700. That'd be interesting.
We have recovered our situation, so I would downgrade that now. I wouldn't be calling that an emergency anymore, like, you know.
Okay, so we will.
Our initial squawk was 6662. Wow.
There we go.
That was interesting.
And have you still got the radios connected, essentially?
Yeah, radios are connected. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just going back to the few bits there, Matt had to duck away. You had to fall. Yeah, cold, dark, and the wrong way. Yeah, impressive to essentially do a push start like that. Basically, what we did there, Matthew, is we did a relight. So we relit the engines by using the APU bleed. Probably we shouldn't have used that at that altitude, but however, we used it. But we got the speed up towards 250 knots, which pushed air through the engines and windmilled them. And when we pushed down the fuel, it automatically relit. So that's how we got the two engines back.
That's cool, isn't it? So yeah, impressive to essentially do a push start like this. It's crazy. Yeah, that's what's yeah.
It's called the engine relight. I just put a few switches up there the correct way.
Oh right, okay.
There we go. So the rat is out. Let me see. Can we see the rat? No, we can't. It's too dark. Maybe we get on the ground.
Okay, so which aircraft are you flying, and was there a big update on Flight Sim today? I noticed a lot. Yeah, there was, Kev. There was an update around 5 gig essentially, but it's improved the sim a lot. It looks great. When we were departing Dublin, we had a lot of nice sunsets, scenery and stuff. What's your altitude, Matthew? As said, so we're at 24, flight level 240 at the moment. Flight level 20.
Oh, by the way, just so you know, the jerry cam is working if you need to use it at any time. Yeah.
There you go. The jerry cam's on, Jerry. So.
Oh, is it? Okay,
yeah,
fair enough.
So.
I'm just basically looking through the box here, making sure we're doing okay. We're getting. Yeah, we are. That looks good. So I don't know how this is going to tune down. There might be a bit of a problem later on. You may have to do the visual approach on this. So, but we'll line you up nicely for it. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
You can see into the distance there now. We've got Barcelona starting to come up underneath the little cloud base. I'll get rid of that light now. It's just
Jerry.
And oh, whoops.
Oh, so
let me
hold
just.
on. We've got a Patreon member, Christian, just say hello over on the radios. Let me just speak to them now. 2 seconds, Jerry.
Sure.
How you doing, Christian? I think it was Christian I heard on the radios.
It certainly was. I didn't want to interfere in your descent priorities, but just say hello.
Oh, wow.
I do appreciate it, Christian. So Jerry, just to relay that back, Christian just wanted to sort of say hello. I didn't want to disturb our descent too much.
Oh, thank God for that.
It's great.
It was an involuntary descent.
So it was certainly an involuntary descent there, and it's a pleasure speaking with you. And as we're obviously close to our destination, we best concentrate and get back to it. But thanks for tuning in, Christian. I really appreciate it. And Matthew has said, just while we're waiting for Christian to come back, Matthew said, well, that's another thing you've learned on your journey to commercial flying, Dan. Let's hope you never have to use it in real life. I know, relighting the engines. I mean, how often, how common are flameouts, Jerry?
In 18 years, I've never had one. However, we practice it in the simulator, so that's, they're technically, I obviously I don't have all the manuals here in front of me and that kind of thing, but there is a manual procedure, a strict procedure to go through, and it probably would have been tidier than what we just did there. However, that was off the top of my head, knowing practically what really has to be done. Okay, so if you go through the manuals, it's very calm, very easy to do, and it works.
Yeah.
Cedric, take care of yourself. He's heading off now for the evening. Thanks very much for
Cedric,
joining.
Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for joining in, and again, really thank you for the support on the Patreon member channel. Really appreciate it. So yeah, Jerry. Hopefully, we'll be doing this Concorde flight over on the Patreon channel soon as well, which would be great. I wonder if it'll work on dual cockpit. If how much is the Concorde?
I think it's only €35 or something like that.
Oh, right.
Buttons. Now, the thing about it is, there is a facility for one to fly and one to do the engineers panel, because there's a lot on the engineers panel that has to be done.
Oh wow! Okay, that's interesting.
So it's something that we might want to get into. When you have a bit of time, Dan, and God only knows where you're going to get that. But yeah.
Oh dear, I need a time machine.
I know.
Do pilots try avoid squawking 7700 until absolutely necessary? Does it cause much hassle post-flight? That's a great question. Jerry,
it is. What's your thoughts on it? Well, here, there's one particular airport that I'm aware of that I've been told that, for instance, we know the difference between. Sorry, let me explain the difference between a Mayday, which is 7700, and a PAN. Okay, so if you declare a PAN, in other words, you may have a passenger who's sick. That might be an issue in that respect. You might declare a medical PAN, and they will give you priority to land. Now, I think in part of most airports, the procedures is that they would have, say, the medical people on standby. They will have probably a fire brigade there, and you just have the whole suite of emergency services on standby for your aircraft for when you land. And obviously, if it's just medical, it's medical. If it's something else, they'll be there to attend. And a Mayday is a total different story. That means you're in a very desperate situation. If you declare a Mayday, the airport will offer that suite of services to you as well from an emergency perspective. Also, I do know in Dublin Airport, and I've actually seen it one day when American Airlines declared the Mayday, they had all the services out ready to go, plus they had one unit from each fire station in North County Dublin heading towards the airport. And apparently they also have 2 hospitals that is on standby, and they have wards that they're getting ready for any potential injured people.
Oh, wow.
So you can see this. You can see the seriousness of declaring a Mayday. So if you could and you're able to, and the situation warrants it, to reduce your Mayday to a PAN or back to normal operations, it's nice to let air traffic control know.
And is there much paperwork to do when you get on the ground with that? Reports?
There's always paperwork.
So Kim, thank you for the caps gifts. I appreciate that. So yeah,
Okay.
Liters 90 says, "Wow, I'd imagine 7700 comes with a lot of paperwork." Snap, yeah, snap.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but then again, Jerry's the captain, so he just delegates that to his first officer to do the paperwork, and he puts his name on the top. Don't you sign it? Yeah. What do you reckon?
Yeah, that's just the least amount of things you sign, the better,
Yeah, it's all good.
No, I mean it's a facility day or a PAN, and it gives air traffic control very clear instructions as to you need assistance, and they're going to get ready to offer you everything that they can.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so looking at just checking the fuel, so we've got 4.2 tons. We are not far away now, are we? So
no, we're actually in the descent. I brought you down to 10,000 feet there, Dan, and I would say you will be you'll be cleared now down to actually 7,000 feet.
Okay. We're still connected to VATSIM, are we?
Oh, we are still connected to VATSIM, yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
No, we're not anymore. Oh, no, we are. We're still connected. So I'll give a call now to general traffic in the Barcelona area now in a moment.
Okay, yeah.
Once we're approaching 10,000 feet.
Okay, open descent, alt.
Barcelona traffic, good evening. Shamrock 554, passing 10,000 feet, descend on altitude 7,000 feet for approach 25.
How long left? Sorry?
We're on, I'd say about 10 minutes now, 10 minutes.
10 minutes?
Passing 10, Dan, you want to give the cabin crew a notification?
Yeah.
Super. So I'll put the lights now, landing lights, you can put those out.
Yeah.
Belts are on. Activate the approach phase. The ILS is not working there, so I'm going to actually hard tune it in for you. One moment, I just need to get to the plate.
Okay.
LEBL. This is really making me work for our money tonight, Dan, isn't it?
I'm just in awe of the scenery.
Yeah.
I'm just.
Well, you enjoyed the scenery. I'll get us on the ground.
Oh dear, I love it. I love it. How'd you get that camera like that? So it's something called Track IR. It's a great bit of kit. We've both got these attached to our headsets. Allows us to look around the flight deck and stuff. So yeah, it's great.
Did you do that?
Oh, sorry. I keep knocking the. I went to the outside. Okay, alt.
Okay,
AP
double check
1,
everything. 7 to
flight,
8. Yeah.
Flight director, 2 auto throttle. 240 knots and 7,100 descending down to 7,000. Is the Q&A
Okay,
set
so
right?
I'm gonna hard. Yeah, I've set it there. 1019.
Yeah.
Let me just get that one more time. LEBL, open charts. And the inbound course is... Zulu, runway 24, right? Oh, wow. Wow. So inbound course 244, okay. I'll do that. 244. There we go. Do you have the ILS there tuned up? If you press your ILS button underneath your Q and H button there, press the ILS so you get the bars up.
Yeah.
And do
Yeah,
you
I've got the BCA
have
109.50.
Oh, thank God for that.
There we go. We're
okay.
We're winning.
Turn left heading 150, descend altitude 4,000 feet.
Okay, 150 and altitude 4,000 feet. Okay,
yeah.
thrust idle, open descent.
You might take up a heading there momentarily for 130.
30, yeah.
Basically, visually follow that little road to just to your 11 o'clock. Follow that road through there's hills ahead of you there. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
We don't have the luxury of the ATC tonight.
And okay, so we're following that road.
Actually, Dan, just push the VS button to the right of the alt. Push VS, just to level off. Push VS. I'll do it for you here, right?
Sorry.
There we go. See VS. I'm going to wind it to 0. I'm going to wind it to 0.
Okay.
We'll just hold that altitude to get over the hill.
Okay. I'm just... You're saving the flights gradually, yeah. Thanks for the
Oh, my
follows. Thanks for
word.
the shares, by the way. I forgot to ask where are we flying to? From and to. We're flying from Dublin to Barcelona, Kim. So
Yeah. Farmer Flyer's in the house. Farmer Flyer, you've just missed the panic of a double engine out up. I know we didn't do it. It just happened in the sim. We'd have double flame out at 39,000 feet, and we managed to do an in-flight relay. So yeah, and the relay actually worked. So we're very impressed.
I'm just glad that we had something to work with in the end. I mean, it was just like literally, it was very haunting. You know, there was no noise or anything. It was crazy.
Oh, it certainly was. Okay, Dan. So we did go through 10,000 feet. So
okay, so approach
check, please.
Yeah. Cabin crew.
Advised.
Seatbelts.
Are on.
Briefing and nav aids.
Yes, confirmed to set now for an ILS runway 25 right. It's the Bravo Charlie Alpha 109.5 and inbound course to 245 set.
Okay, MDADH.
It's 250 feet.
ECAM status.
It's thank God it's normal for now. Okay, so pull for 4,000 feet and actually come down to 2,500 feet.
Okay, pull for 2,500 feet, yeah, and
2,500 feet.
Okay, and speed.
Yeah, manage the speed. Arm the approach.
Arm the approach.
That's it.
Okay.
Lovely. You're in good shape. Phew. We turn right heading 150.
150.
Bamber Fur said, hope you used the Dodar. We used everything but the Dodar.
Oh, man.
It was like, first of all, we didn't believe what was happening. And second of all, we're like, is that really happening?
Oh, dear. Craig Salter got busy at work. Jerry and Dan going to have to rewind after the stream. Oh, it gets very interesting. And you get the benefits of skipping to the decent parts as well. So welcome on board, Craig. Nice to see you on here. And it's been a great stream, actually. Quite a few Patreon members have joined us.
They have indeed. It was great. It was.
And we'll give everybody a mention on the Patreon side when we get back on the ground. Safely, should I say? Safely. Okay, Lockstar.
Checks. All I can say, Rich, not a checklist was taken out. Isn't there what's going on? We need to get the N1s up to at least up to about 12% before we could just throw the fuel back in the engine. Hey,
Kim has said, Dan, has anyone checked in on that passenger from earlier? I mean, if he was having a panic attack before, he's definitely probably having a panic attack now. You know, I mean, oh my word! I mean,
especially with my rock the boat airplane as well earlier.
Oh, look at this! Look at this coastal approach. Oh my word! Wow.
Okay, so you're in good shape here. So Cat 3 Jewel checks.
Lock
that checks.
Okay. And do you call out the blue as well, the alt glide slope?
Blue. You call anything green. You call anything blue.
Okay, so
green is just when it's green, you just call what it is.
Yeah.
But when it's alt or glide slope, they're armed mode, so you would actually mention the color, and the other pilot will recognize.
Okay.
Yes, that it's armed anyway. You know. Okay, so we are 15.7 miles out. We're in good shape at the moment.
Okay, well,
leaders, thank you very much for the TikToks.
I was going to say, we've had a load of gifts, yeah, Lisa's Nice has just become the top, the second top gifter, I think. And got to dash, guys. Butter it, butter than United did with me. Okay, puts it like better than United did with me. Okay, cheers, Rich. Thanks for joining the stream. Thanks, Jamie. Thanks, Leeds90 for the gifts. How long until you land? Not long at all. We've got the runway in front of us.
If you look out the window, you'll see the runway.
Look at that.
I can't believe we are on the final approach without a hiccup.
Oh, dearie me. We won't be having a whatever.
No, no.
That caused us a bit of delay, didn't it? Actually, by about 10-15 minutes,
did,
I think.
Yeah.
So
it did, yeah. But we recovered. We got there, and this is exactly actually. If you just show it, if you're looking straight out there, Dan, this is the kind of view which I tell you, it's exactly like Barcelona coming in from this direction. It is identical.
Is it? It looks amazing.
Yeah.
I tell you what, those clouds. Look at those clouds, Jerry.
I'm looking at it. Is very impressive.
Just the way.
This is what they've been raving on in the reviews in the last couple of days, is about the quality and texture and volumetric presentation of the clouds. It's really, really good.
I mean, they just like, there's no hard lines with them. It's just perfect. It's so nice. So sounding very geeky with the clouds.
Okay,
here.
speed 180 flaps 1, please.
Speed 180 flaps. Oh no. Speed 180. Autopilot disengage. Sorry, autopilot.
Okay.
Approach. Autopilot to
2,500.
and flaps 1.
Did you put the flaps to 1?
Flaps 1. Okay, so speed alt cat 3 dual lock star autopilot 1.
Perfect.
2.
Excellent. Okay. And speed 170 flap 2.
Speed 170
flap 2.
Flap 2.
Right. Manage the speed.
Manage speed, yeah.
Glide slope star checks.
Thanks for the roses, Jamie. I really appreciate it. Where's your location? So we're coming in to land into Barcelona. Barcelona.
Hey, gear down.
Gear down.
Gear down.
I noticed the pressure gauge fluctuated as that gear went down. Is that normal as well in the aircraft?
Yeah, it would be, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, speed 155, flap 3.
Flap 3.
And speed 150, flap 4 landing checks.
Flap 4 landing checks, okay. Landing checklist, barrel reference.
Q&H set.
Auto thrust.
Speed.
ECAM memo.
It's land. I'll just get the cabin there for you. So landing no blue.
Okay, landing checklist complete.
So that's it. Your lights are on, your checks complete, your 3 range, your flaps are full, and you are clear to land.
Okay, autopilot disengaged.
Yeah, okay.
Wow, we are en route to Barcelona. Try and get this more.
So nice and butter now, Dan. After all of the effort, right? Don't goose it now.
Jerry, you're trying to put me off here. Oh dear. Oh my word. I mean, I can't. I'm trying to concentrate. The PAPI lights are not aligned, so I just not fully anyway.
They were until you. They were okay until you disconnected the autopilot.
Oh, get off! I'm not having that.
All right, okay, right. I'm strapped in now. That's it, right?
No, I was correcting what the autopilot was doing. You know, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. You were right. The autopilot was wrong. That's right. Yeah.
Oh dear.
So is the aircraft temporarily hard to control when the gear going down due to hydraulics? Nope, not at all. It mainly comes down on the weight of the gear, and it's obviously make sure that it's locked due with the hydraulic system. So what joystick do we use? Use the Thrustmaster joystick. Both the throttle quadrant and the joystick. They come in the captain's pack. I think it was about €200. Is it something like that?
Yeah, 500.
Yeah.
I think it was more expensive for the Irish.
I think so.
They knew they got all the money, you see, in Ireland, you know.
Oh, yeah. Right. Let's see how well you land this now, eh? Let's see how good the English joystick is now. Go on.
How much is a pint of beer in Ireland? I bet it's like £10 a pint, isn't it, or something? Like London prices, is it? I don't know.
There'll be no points now if you don't get this right.
Oh dear. I'm messing this up already. Okay. Wow, look at this. I mean, actually, no, concentrate. That's what I'm going to do. Okay.
Yes, just fly this in.
100.
Alright, you're looking good. You're all stabilised.
Stabilised.
For you, anyway, you're stabilised.
40. 20. Retard.
Very nice. Very nice.
5.
Oh,
reverse
look at that. Perfect. Spoilers, reverse green. You're decelerating 70 knots. Off to the right there with the green. Off to the right. Follow that line.
Okay. Have you got the parking brake?
Parking brake's off.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
I'll show you where you will stand and park now in that livery.
Okay.
So you see the terminal that's basically up in front of you there?
Yeah.
Go up onto that somewhere and find the stand. Yeah. Left.
Left.
Yeah.
Bit of a speed taxi here. Just.
There we go. And a right. Left, right, left, right.
Left, right. So is
Next
this where
right.
you've parked here before, Jerry, in this this particular terminal?
I've parked around here before.
Fantastic.
Onto the ramp and take a left.
Oh, blimey, the traffic's busy.
Yeah.
Road traffic.
Yeah, they just spawn too many of those artificial ones. And any stand you find there up on the right hand side.
Okay.
It's disconnected from FATSIM, so we don't spoil their thing. There we go. Anywhere there. My word. Switch on the light.
There we go. Look
So
at that.
there we go. Set the parking brake.
Parking brake set.
Okay, beacon. Sorry, the bleed is now on. Switch off engine number 1.
Engine number 1 off.
And engine number 2.
Engine number 2.
Beacon off, and it's off.
Okay.
There we go. Welcome to Barcelona.
So this get the jet bridge over.
I'll switch off the transponder. After landings, they're done. Flaps, put them all the way in. I'll just switch on the electric pump there. I forgot to put them in. There we go.
So there we go. We are back.
Flaps to 0. Parking brake set.
Parking brake set.
Ta-da!
Thank you ever so much for everybody that's joined the stream. I really do appreciate it, and a big shout out to the Patreon members as well. You know, that have been on the stream as well with us, and also help support the channel further. And we'll just mention them again. So the Patreon members in economy with Harry and Lachlan in economy class. In business class, we have Livinisha UK, Noel Conway, Steve Rowe, Darren Shearer, Jimmy Huggins, Bradley, Scarisbrick. And in first class, we have Christian, John Restall, Kim Williams, Cedric Lorch, Matthew Allen, Mitch Davis, and we've got another 6 seats left available over in the first class. Thank you ever so much for the Patreon members. Patreon.com/FlyUK is how you can support the channel, get your seat, and we will hopefully see some of you again soon, whenever the next stream will be. Now, I don't believe that it might be that Failure Fridays moves to next Wednesday again, as we are not able to do a joint stream again. Is that right, Jerry? So you're not available Friday, are you?
Yeah. On Friday we're playing with the big one, the real one on Friday, so I won't be here, I'm afraid. Yeah.
And for those that do want to support Jerry, who's also on TikTok and the other channels. Let me put the Jerry cam on because it shows his handle there. So Fly Island. So it's the same as Fly UK, Fly Island. So drop him a follow on TikTok. It'd be fantastic to get some more support over there. And yeah, I mean, it's teamwork makes the dream work, Jerry. Is that right? Yeah.
That's right, and don't forget, Dan. Anybody who is on part of the Fly UK Patreon, we will be doing some of those. The one that we did last night was very good, so I think we're going to be doing a lot more of those private ones where you can ask Q&A all about the questions and the aircraft and the systems.
Yeah, fantastic. Okay, so there we go. That concludes tonight's stream, and again, I can't thank you enough for your support. Thanks for watching the stream over on TikTok, YouTube, and on Twitch. Yeah, I'll see some of you guys soon. And yeah, thanks, Jerry, as always. It's been great.
No, thank you, Dan. It's been good night.
Right, cheers.
Take care, guys.
Bye-bye.
Good night.